Doon,
We go.
and welcome back to Offbeat Melody Remix, the Death Among the Stars guest arc. I almost called this something completely different. Okay, last time we left off, the group had finally made it to Fiddler's Green, and discovering what had happened to at least some of the residents as they undead shambled after them, fleeing into the woods after a conflict with the entities known as Reconstructed. Following the guidance of Phineas the Found, you reconvene at the Treetop Village, a former tourist resort that had been home to a local family of Sasquatches, but now served as the refuge point of many of the survivors of Fiddler Green.
Which is to say,
The
not a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and after some reconvening and Hal healing several people to the detriment of his energy. The group talked with the survivors and eventually decided to head off towards the observatory, where it was believed that Dr. Ogilvy may still be alive. On the way there, they decided to, or at the suggestion of some of the survivors, the group went through Fiddler's Green, passing through to check out the high school, dispatching two of the Talon reconstructed rather handily before the storm started to kick in. Upon reaching the high school, they see it appears to have been overrun with the doors broken down, and thanks to the glamour of your new satyr friend, you manage to hide from a roaming patrol of what Benedict's new aspect labeled as stingers. So we start off now with the group in the rain on the side of a street near the high school on the way towards the observatory. And last we had left off, I believe it was Zoe, had spotted the serpentine form of a local cryptid you believe to be the thunder rattle flying through the air in the storm towards the observatory itself,
Yeah.
or at least northwards.
Cousin.
And I
Guys,
believe Zoe and Celia, you're both monstered out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys,
Oh yeah,
guys,
that's
guys,
right.
guys,
You freaked out Phineas.
I did, yeah.
But did we freak out Ferb?
I went full out horror transformation because he called me normal. Yeah, and I took offense to that.
Weird. Weirdo.
Hey, we're the normies.
Guys. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hello.
There's a what's it called again?
The thunder rattle.
I think that's the Thunder Rattler.
Are you
Thunder
sure
Rattler.
it's the Thunder Rattler, or is it one of those weird gargoyle things?
No, way too big to be one of those.
Yeah, and Phineas goes, well, I mean, normally the thunder shows up and then a lightning, so I'm pretty sure that's them, yeah.
Well, why is he headed towards the observatory?
Phineas just shrugs.
Unless
There was just a flash of the green light that someone had seen.
Yeah.
flash a green light and what if it's been corrupted or reconstructed?
Oh no.
Of course, I
Phineas
hope
goes,
not.
then we are right fucked. But the rain, it's not like a full downpour yet, but it's clear that it's probably going to get heavier.
Oh boy.
Oh. Corrupted or not,
Well,
we've got to go up there.
yeah. Oh yeah. We also saw the school that were
The
taken by
gymnasium doors were broken open.
Yeah.
Although
Do we
you don't
wanna-
really see any anything from where you're at beyond that.
Okay, are we gonna go try and get in the school and see if there's anyone in there, or what?
We should move on.
What if there's someone in there?
There is no point in addressing the disease by treating the symptoms.
We can help along the way. You don't fix the disease by ignoring the symptoms.
I'm gonna roll on my new favorite skill. Preparedness, and that is a 3 plus 3 plus that's a 9, so I should.
Even if it's only now your favorite.
I haven't been using it a lot until this arc.
And now it's just saved our asses like 5 times in a row.
Alright, so
Oh, that
I'm
actually
going to
reminds me.
use my phone to
Yes.
try to ping, see if there's any other cell phones or people still alive
Well,
in the high school.
Phones being in there, I don't think would tell us if there's anyone in there, anyone
someone-
alive. Because,
Someone replying to their phone would.
yeah,
Exactly.
If you can send messages to them, that's
Well,
different.
that's
but
the
it's
problem.
other piece.
We can't do that.
Yeah, we don't have the
I'm,
phone.
that's how I'm flavoring a device that will see if there's people alive in there. That makes sense.
Yeah, Kaiko,
mean-
I figure, has some kind of jailbroken bullshit.
Yes.
That's totally in character.
Yeah,
for
she's not
Kaiko.
using like the satellites. She's using like individual people's ping. So
Oh,
while
God,
I
she's
can't
pulling
get
a
help
dark light.
outside of the area, I can go ping people.
Okay,
ping the
so
local
what did you
network.
roll?
What?
What did you roll for that?
That was a 9 plus 3, I do believe.
Okay, so you pull out your phone and you fiddle with it, and as you expected, there it's saying no bars, no signal. But when you ping it, you do. It's kind of like a little sonar ping, I guess, where you do see it's like, oh, there is, a cluster of them. Not really like clustered, but like a scattering of them that would be in the direction of the gym. But I don't know.
I'm going to Taiko's going to do a mass text, see if there's any respond. Is anyone alive?
How are you doing that?
Direct transmission. I don't know.
Hollywood
Yeah,
hacking.
Closed circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, closed circuit. Like if you have a certain types of jailbroken phone, you can actually send messages to.
Remember that even outside of the logic of Melody, Monster of the Week works on like
TV logic.
TV logic. Hollywood hacking can totally do this kind of stupid bullshit.
Yeah. That's why. So you send out these messages, and
She's just gotta slip past the firewall, download the mainframe, eat the gigabytes, and soon enough she's got cookies.
if it's just like, I don't know enough about technology to dispute you, but that sounds like bullshit.
That's what I'm saying in IRL. I don't know anything.
But actually,
But,
this does. Even beyond the TV bullshit, it actually does work in real life. Like, there are certain phones that, even if they're not, like, connected to any bars in a network, like Search and Rescue, if you, like, have your iPhone on you, they have, like, apps that can detect the presence of any iPhone within
And
a,
it's
like,
still
a mile
sending out a
radius of
signal.
them.
Yeah, so, yeah. You wait after you send the text as the rain's coming down, and Phineas is just looking kind of incredulously at you. But, answer.
What was that? No answer?
After about 5 minutes, there's nothing. Although, you know what? I will say that with that, I don't no offense, obnoxiously high preparedness roll. I will say that you probably have something like a radio tuner on your phone, right?
Probably. This is Kaiko we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's a personal gripe of mine that you can't just get a radio tuner on your phone without paying money out for a fucking app anymore, and that's just so stupid. But anyways, you actually notice that there is like some transmissions in the area that some of them do seem to be radio transmissions.
Hold on. I'm not detecting any responses from in there, though there's a lot of phones, so it's probably a bad sign. But I am detecting a lot of radio transmissions. Hold on.
And you click it on, and it's a song, but it's not it's no earthly song.
Oh
It
god,
is-
it's a song from Singular Point.
It is a song that you're not sure if there are words or lyrics, or if they are not sung by a human, because this eerie, multi-layered, droning, but still like uplifting and almost ethereal song leaks out of the phone. And Benedict, it is a song that you have heard before. You know, it's like that earworm that suddenly like resurfaces from being burrowed for so long, and you know that is the song of the Chitin Choir.
Oh.
Shut that off.
Way ahead of
It
you.
is- And Phineas just grimaces and he goes, "Yeah,
What is that?
It's a viral song.
Oh God. Are we gonna be okay?
Medic hazards. Nice.
Like,
You
do we
don't-
need to- Do I need to roll a weird check to see if anything bad happens to me from that?
If so, I can do that too.
yeah. How about the two of you do that?"
Okay.
Alright, 4 plus 4 plus 3.
That's a 12.
That's an 8. 8 plus 3. That's an 11.
Okay. It as you like focus on it, or like try, like, yeah, if you focus on it, it's not like you can still hear it, but it's not like it has, forgive the phrasing, really wormed its way into you yet.
Okay.
It feels like
the
if you
auditory
had,
version
if you kept
of a
listening.
retina burn.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
Yeah,
it's like, if you kept listening to it, you're not sure what would have happened, but it was definitely like reaching.
yeah, I think we're okay. I don't
And
feel it sinking any deeper, but I don't think we should make a habit of listening to that.
and Benedict, it is something that you have heard in person, but you're not sure. This is the first time you've heard it transmitted that you can tell. So you're not sure what the effect would be.
Well, if they're transmitting a signal, they would have to be at the tallest point. So the observatory.
I mean, I think with the green light and everything, I'm pretty sure we can assume that whatever's going on here is centered there.
Alright.
Also, there was one thing I forgot to mention when Hal grabbed Isaac's gear. There would have been another one of the trackers, which actually, Hal, you have one. And also there would have been like his backup pairs of night vision sunglasses. There's like 2 pairs of them. But only an extra tracker.
Hold on, let me rifle through Isaac's shit real quick. He might have some weird crap in here.
Hey, while you do that, Cero,
Hmm.
have I noticed any normal animals? Are they all gone? Even like insects and things?
Sorry,
Oh,
Abby.
no. Well, you don't really see any flying insects right now since it's, raining.
Yeah.
But while you were marching, there were definitely mosquitoes. You heard crickets.
How about a
So-
normal sized snake?
Uh,
Abby, I'm sorry.
Could I roll for
Probably.
that? Could I roll
Sure.
for that just to make sure I saw
Sure.
that?
but
Cool.
I feel
while you think about it, the the sound of insects, night insects, they were still present, but they were lessened. Now that you think about
Yeah,
it.
that makes sense. I have an idea. I just want to. It's a 4. Well, that's a 6. So I don't think I saw shit.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it was. Even with your night vision, normally a snake would probably avoid a big group of people tromping through the woods.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's fair. Hey, a hunter.
so you didn't see any. I'll just say you didn't really see any.
Benedict.
You have his attention.
Do you know if they would go after regular sized animals?
Should I roll for that?
Just a second.
Aw.
I'm sorry, Abby.
Biomass is biomass.
So yes. Okay.
Everything and anything goes into the pot.
Mm,
Oh, that's
all
gross.
right, all right. I hate it. Thanks. I hate it, but I appreciate the answer. So
Really?
I'm gonna never mind what I was thinking about doing.
Say, who wants these sunglasses? I'm pretty sure these are those night vision bullshit that Isaac has.
Who needs to be able to see the most?
It's black as shit, so me, I guess.
I like being able to see.
That's also a fair point.
I'll give them.
And also, there still is power in this town, although it looks like not 100% in areas. But like currently, there are still like street lamps and stuff powered. So while you're in town, it's not completely pitch dark.
Okay. Oh, how? So the soldiers marched by, right?
Yeah,
No.
they were going the opposite direction.
Is there any more in the or in the school that we can see?
Read a bad situation.
Okay.
I think that would be a good roll for that.
That'll be. Let's see. That'd be an 8.
Okay, and are there? I'm gonna guess you want to do. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes.
So, looking around, because Phineas, when the Stinger patrol started walking by, he made everyone like back up against the side of a building, and honestly, you're probably still there because there's an overhang that would keep most of the rain from just pouring on you. But looking around, you like stare at the high school. I almost said highway. The high school for a few minutes, and you eventually you do see like a talon slinking on the rooftop, just kind of creeping along. There's a moment where you think maybe an owl swooped overhead, but you look up and it's a gargoyle, kind of slithering through the air, but it doesn't seem to have noticed the group.
Okay.
But yeah, the town, but for the most part around you, it seems that the reconstructed and undead seem to be elsewhere. For the moment, the street's fairly empty.
Okay. Maybe my idea isn't terrible. I can keep the lowest profile of any of us, and there's only those two up there, and I don't think they alone would pay attention to a snake slithering into the building. I can go in, see if there's anyone in there, and come back.
In and out, Zoe. In and out.
She
You may
sheds
not
her skin.
necessarily be suspect, but if you allow them to catch you,
I mean, they're gonna have a fight on their hands if they try. I'm going to shed into a little normal-sized snake wearing a little bow.
Oh, and this is just like, oh, that tracks.
He looks at her and flicks her tongue out at him before she slithers
Question.
out.
Yeah, you
And-
need a shed with that, right?
Yes.
the hunter's gonna look for a nearby garbage can.
Yeah, you're by an alley that the stingers marched out of. So yeah, there was a dumpster you can stuff it into.
Yeah, he does that real quick.
Thanks, I guess.
And Phineas
Oh, God.
is just like, I hope she knows what she's getting herself into. I don't think I'd be brave enough to go in there and see what might be left over. So you're slithering on unless someone has a protestation.
Yeah, unless someone stops me, I'm doing this and I'm slithering on in.
Godspeed, Zoe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's useless to say anything.
I literally said what I was going to do.
That was in character, Nora.
Oh, she said what she was going to do.
So little snake slithers away wearing a bow.
Yep.
Okay, so takes you a couple minutes to slither across the parking lot.
I do keep an eye on the two on the roof because
Oh, you only saw
dangerous.
one on the roof, and there was a gargoyle flew past.
Okay,
So
I'm keeping an
currently-
eye on the one in the roof. One on the roof then.
Yeah. So you slither towards the gymnasium, and you see. Well, I guess. Investigate a mystery, I guess, would be the thing.
Okay. Oh my God, that's a 10. Wait, is that a 10 or is that an 11? Because I have +2 because I have shapeshifting. That's an 11.
I mean, 10 and 11 is the same. You get a
Same
hold of
thing,
2.
but
So what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
wait, what happened here?
Okay. You slither up to where you see the busted down gymnasium doors because it like opens up to the school parking lot. Probably for, games and stuff. But the doors are bashed open and you see them splintered on the inside, so it's clear that something broke it down from the outside going in. And you see streaks of blood. Quite a bit of blood on the ground, as it looks like some bodies were dragged out of here, and you see the blood trail now kind of fading or darkening and being hidden with the rain. Although you could probably smell it as the snake, though it's getting diluted. There is day-old blood leading away from this.
Ooh.
But going in, you see it is a mess. There is a large gymnasium, and it looks like people had set up cots. There's sleeping bags that are tossed around on the ground. You even see a few small tents that were set up for privacy. And it looks like this was a little refugee center, but everything has been scattered. Tables are upturned. Things are scattered and tossed around, and without being too descriptive, because there's actually a surprising lack of gore, but there is blood pretty much, splattered.
I wanted to buy a house.
Yes, meat is meat. And you see some few blips of light, and you realize those are some of the phones that were dropped now with a message from Kaiko.
Oh.
And now you have another hold.
What? Okay, we saw where it went.
It was kind of in a vague, dragged out of there. Now with the rain, you would probably have to go and investigate it. So,
yeah, sure. I mean, they got taken to wherever these things are being made, and then
you would notice actually that there are shoe footprints among the reconstructed footprints leading out. So it looks like some people either were zombified or walked out of their own own power, if not willingly. Oh, you're
What
not
is
sure if
being
there are survivors
concealed
or not?
here?
What is being concealed here? Okay, so you're still in your little snake form, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I am sold.
so you go slithering around, and it was kind of hard to see from like your little point at the ground. But as you slither around, you periscope up, being adorable,
Yeah.
and you freeze because over in the corner behind where it looks like they had set up some like curtains for privacy, where you see a Talon just kind of going through, picking through like some of the clothing and possessions that were scattered around, like picking something up, seemed to sniffs at it and then puts it down. Um, it picks up a phone that is like blinking with the message. It chews on it for a second, breaks the glass, and then just kind of drops it. And you see it like it picks up a little like teddy bear, and
Oh no.
it probably the weirdest thing you've seen today, as this thing like starts playing with it and starts like
Aww.
fidgeting with its like little stuffed arms and playing with this stuffed bear that has a little bit of blood on it before it like puts it aside and just continues picking through the effects of these people that got left behind.
Oh. Why does it at least get Doom vibes? Well, that's a thing to note away for later. Possibly heartbreaking, but
Yeah, it just
okay.
seems curiously just picking through.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
actually you do see it like makes its way over to like a little area where they had stashed food, and it picks up a can of Spam, like a dented can, and very easily just slices it open and starts eating.
Spam, 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 spammity spam.
They've got some kind of memory implanted. It's like still in them, it seems.
Like it picked it up, sniffed at it, and then sliced it open. So you're not quite sure, but yeah, you're not sure what's going on with this thing, but it's just milling about. Doesn't seem to notice.
Down, Periscope. Retreat.
You know what? Just for fun, act under pressure.
Just
Oh, no.
for fun.
Oh no! No, what do you mean fun?
I mean, it's fun for me.
Yeah, act under pressure. That's an 8. I have no pluses to that.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You're a little snake, and
Okay.
it's cluttered and it's distracted with spam. You slither on out of there.
That's terrifying. Thanks. I'm a fucking tiny small snake right now. I don't know what that would do to me statistically, but it wouldn't be good.
So, returning. While Zoe's
Yes.
been in there, what's everyone else been doing? Because that probably took about 7-10 minutes.
I would be.
Okay, she's in and out. I'm worried now.
Keeping an eye out.
I would be handing out the shit that I'm finding in Isaac's stuff. So
Yeah.
what was
So
all in there again?
It's the hand tracker that Isaac. It's the same kind that Isaac had given to Hal during the Septet arc,
Okay.
where it is tuned to tracking, just as a base, Sasquatch and other known frequencies, or it can, like, detect them.
Okay.
But it's a TT creation. And then the sunglasses are just like, they're literally like government issue sunglasses, looking sunglasses that are night vision.
Not Spy Kids.
There's 2 of the glasses of the trackers,
I'm gonna give.
besides the one you already have, Hal.
I'm gonna give the sunglasses to Suki and Julie because they're the ones that need to see to hit things.
So, hey, while we've got this downtime, have we, like, officially solidified our terminology for these zombies?
I think
I mean, the The person who apparently fought them before calls them reconstructed.
So reconstructor, we're going with that.
And the xenomorphy ones are stingers, was it?
Talons.
Talon.
The
Talons.
stingers are the ones with the guns.
And more slightly heavier armored. And like two of them were carrying shields, and the other one, or actually,
And the
one
thing
of them was carrying a shield and like axe.
And the thing we need to kill is called the Necromancer, and apparently there's a really big one called the Troll, which we should avoid.
And the flying ones are called grotesque.
Gargoyles.
Right, those.
So these are
Zoe.
gargoyles.
Zoe, are you okay?
Fine.
Did you find anything?
Nothing to currently worry about.
Okay.
Ominous.
She has a bit of a distant look in her eye.
Oh.
And Phineas just is. Did you go back to human or
I'm hybrid.
snake?
Oh, hybrid, yeah.
Celia hugs her.
Oh,
Can I roll a read about
Okay.
situation check?
Sure. And Phineas, seeing how you're reacting, so he goes, sorry, kid, I was worried it's going to be gruesome in there, huh?
it was not as gruesome as I thought it would be. Yeah.
Still not really something you wanted to see.
That was something I wanted to see. I was prepared, but like,
Well, don't worry, Zoe. We'll take care of all these darn reconstructed murderers.
Benedict.
Any dangers I haven't noticed yet. Because that was a 10 plus 3.
Bless you.
On my roll. So any
Right.
dangers we haven't noticed yet.
So, yeah, you look, you're peering around, and the rain is starting to get a bit heavier. There again, you hear the thunder in the distance, and then a flash of lightning. But as you like peer down the street, like the way you had come, you're not sure if it's the same stingers, or if they were joined up with other ones, or this is a different patrol. But you see a group of 5 now start turning the corner, and start heading in the direction that the group is. Although they
guys,
don't seem to be in any hurry, they don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Guys, we got company, but we're gonna move on. We got 5 of them now.
Stingers.
And
Stingers?
yes,
Stingers.
Benedict, you recall flashes of them either using you saw them, the group saw the pair. One of their forearms looks to be shaped in the unmistakable form of a gun, or like a firearm. But you recall seeing them fire both physical ammunition and the necromantic emissions that, which Hal, the guy you healed, was struck by. And what you actually recall though is they were initially called stingers by the first people to encounter them, because rather than rifles, it wasn't they fired, but a stinger of bone that would retract on a rope of tendon, drawing them close.
Ooh.
Like a harpoon stinger.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because you're getting these flashes of these in combat and seeing what these do against, the living.
None of it pretty.
Yes, pack us on
This
more.
group is heading your way.
Should we move or should we stay?
Should probably get out of here.
We're wasting time.
Phineas, lead the way.
As we move, Jack has an idea. So these things, will they all swarm at loud noises? They'll all swarm towards it, right?
As far as you know. And Phineas goes, actually, yeah. There were some people who managed to distract and escape from them by setting off like firecrackers.
How many of you have played that? Hey, Hal, remember that one game we used to play, Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
no, I see where this is going.
you know the pipe bomb where you throw it and all the zombies will run towards it because it makes noise and get into a chunk and then explodes and takes them all out.
Yeah. We have shit for pipe bombs?
But Kaiko holds up the salt grenade. If I have a spare phone, I could probably rig something up.
And Phineas is like, well, whatever you do, we need to go. Like, as we're walk and tinker. Those things are getting close.
Eh.
Because to make something like that, you'll probably have to like stop and actually work on it. I'm gonna have to be a little more stern, and like there are some things you can whip up on the fly, but other things like IEDs, you're probably gonna have to like sit down in a dry environment to do.
Yeah, it is currently.
It is raining.
That is true.
Yeah, we need to move right now.
We should. It's a good idea, but at the moment, we should probably get out of their range. What's their range, Benedict?
Too far.
Stingers
Like-
are not feral like Tamlins. They're smart.
Great. Okay. Time to go then.
I will want 2 people from the group to roll act under pressure.
I can.
I would like to do so as well.
Gray here? I haven't heard Gray in a while. Did he
Oh,
fall
yeah.
asleep?
Apologies, I am shoving my face full of food.
Okay, sorry.
Would you like to roll Gray or me?
You go ahead.
Gray says, thinking about guns out, Jesus.
Suki, how's that hoagie treating you?
Will, I swear. I'm just trying to eat dinner.
Good?
Alright, that's it.
Some good hoagie?
That's a 9 on act under pressure.
Okay, so 9 out of 10.
Wait, hold on. My act under pressure is my cool. Let me. That's an 8.
Okay.
8 out of 10. Still good.
Yeah, so it's average, that'd be a 9, but it doesn't really work that way with this game. Okay, so trying to escape and so what's the plan of action? Follow Phineas towards the observatory?
Yes.
Okay. So following Phineas, the group scurries down the alley and takes another road to avoid that patrol of stingers. And I guess I should have decided whether or not Zoe leaving the range of Phineas would have ruined the glamour. But I'll just say ducking into the alleyway, he was able to redo it. Although he says, I'm not sure how much more of those I have in me tonight, but let's keep going. But
Hopefully we won't need another.
And ducking, you start heading through the town streets and managing to avoid the reconstructed patrols. And you actually do see a few of the zombies. These ones, unlike the reconstructed, seem programmed to move on very specific patrols, as they just seem to follow the roads, while the talons and stingers that you see will occasionally stop and like look around, just keeping a more insightful patrol, you would realize, than the zombies. But eventually you get to the edge of town, and this time, thankfully, you don't have to cross a bridge, so you manage to just like duck through a field uh, towards the forest, and yeah, eventually you are out of bounds of the town and back in the woods. As Phineas just kind of slows down and it goes, okay, that went pretty smooth. Good.
Man, this glamour thing is awesome.
Oh, right. That's how I've survived a couple, all these centuries, I guess.
What's it like living for centuries?
It's neat trying to find out new ways to keep myself entertained, but I'll give it to you humans. You guys really picked up the music we taught and really ran with it.
Aww.
And Kaiko, with your bullshit meter, you're not quite sure if he's like he's like saying it, but you're not even sure if he really believes like who created music, but he's just having fun.
I choose to believe it.
I'm not gonna question mythology.
But he's been around so long, he doesn't really seem to remember much from that far. But
Zoe chooses to believe it.
Going through the woods, once again, very dark, like, headless horseman type woods that are just really thick and dark. And these trees, it's like kind of surprising that they would be logged just because of how gnarled and twisted they are. But you eventually, Phineas does find a path, and he goes, okay, pretty sure we can follow this and get to the road that leads up to the observatory.
Okay.
So
good.
The storm is starting to intensify. It feels it's now coming down heavier, and it's probably a little miserable trudging through the woods in the rain. But
Zoe
thankfully, it seems to.
Zoe does have her wings outstretched to like act as a makeshift umbrella for anyone she can fit underneath. It's not helping her at all, but
Yeah. And let's see. Is there anything anybody wanted to speak about or talk about on the way, or just keep going? I don't want to be like steamrolling over inner character moments.
You have his attention.
God damn.
You notice he's not as chatty as friendly
Regular
Benedict.
Yeah. What do we how do we just kill this thing? The old-fashioned way, or
You kill them.
Is there
the big
an
one?
easy way to kill that one?
The necromancer. Did we kill it by fucking biting it or snapping its neck or shooting it or whatever? Or is there something special we need to do to stop it?
Hey, we don't have to be mean to him just because he's being kind of cold and stoic. But we could use some more details, man.
Anything to make it easier.
Crosses all four arms.
Roll a past lives check.
Kind of funny that. Kind of funny that like you rolled badly until you took on your persona.
No, I mean, this is what the hunter was designed for, but no one knows that. But
No, what?
What? Nope. You didn't hear anything. So, yeah, you get 2 questions. That's it.
How did the hunter previously deal with this?
You recall that it was a collaborative effort between the hunter, Mellis, and several individuals that some of their names escape you, but you recall the title of the one who helped you face this thing. You recall that there was someone that Melis called the Tinker that you believe is responsible for your flamethrower. And the dealing with the necromancer, it is hazy, but you recall that it dies just like anything else dies.
But it's struck by lightning.
So that makes things come back to life.
No, see, I was making an X-Men reference.
Oh.
You know what happens when a donut
Oh.
is struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. That was a Joss Whedon line. People thought he was a good writer.
Phineas just growls. He's like, yeah, that line makes a whole lot more sense when you realize that they gave Toad a whole thing about, he would just be like, his gimmick he would be like, hey, fun Toad fact, and give like some random bullshit before he like jumps away or something. But they cut all that, but still gave Halle Berry that horrible line, making her look like an idiot. I don't get it.
I mean, to be fair, that running gag would have also been terrible.
True.
Yeah, but it would have made her line make more sense.
That would have been fine. I want Toad facts.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Toad fact: there's a giant toad underneath the bridges in LA. You never know which bridge, but he's there.
Isn't that the one who killed Alex Jones?
I was about to say, yeah, and his name is Harvey Weinstein. Hi-yo!
Can I go high five, sir?
Okay, that's fair. No dirt on my face, but there is a giant toad under the bridges of LA. Just be careful.
Have you ever tried? Well, now that you were with us, have you tried talking to it?
I have not been to Los Angeles since I've been in this town, Zoe.
Yeah, Suki's been here for like a week and a half.
Has it only been? No, it's been longer than a week and a half. Wait,
maybe 2 weeks. No, this game has been on a very accelerated timeline. No one has had any time to sit down and relax.
This is true. This is true. We have been on nothing but a nonstop. Oh shit! It's all on fire.
I think this is maybe like 2 or 3 months since we started.
Is it?
Yeah.
If that might be a little generous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It just feels like it takes so long because we do a session like every week or every other week.
It's like I've been in town for a whole week and a half.
I've been shot twice.
I've died twice.
Sure, I'm glad I visited.
Benedict, you still have another question, I believe.
What did a past life learn too late to help them?
Oh.
Get back to me on that one. Because that's a heavy one.
Answer pending.
Yeah.
That's never fun.
Okay. Actually, justice and vengeance can't be at the cost of the innocent.
Hey. He doesn't seem to like that one.
Because it left you alone when you needed help the most.
Aww.
Props to the GM. That was a metal as fuck line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say I came up with it, but I might have read it somewhere. But thank you.
It's fine.
Hey, it's the first time I've heard it, and it's from you, so you get the credit.
Yeah.
So, Benedict, yeah, you do know that the necromancer, it was slain through the combined efforts of your team.
It takes nothing special, just a lot of it.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Benedict. I appreciate the straight answer. Thank you.
It's the first time you ever appreciated any sort of straight answer.
Listen, listen, listen. All right,
There's a
pal.
snort from Phineas.
Listen, and she just slithers away.
She very
I mean-
briefly takes the sunglasses off of Suki's face, slips them on his own face, and then gives them back.
I mean that could also just apply to this whole.
Oh my
group in
God.
general. I mean, this could just apply to this whole group in general. To be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Speak for yourselves.
I mean, are you straight?
I'm
Does
a
the
machine.
robot? I was about to ask. Does the robot fuck? Would be more of an interesting question here.
No, hey, he's sentient. Therefore, he has a concept of sexuality. Whether it's asexual or not is a valid question.
But being
Phineas
ace is
stops him.
straight, so.
Phineas stops and
Exactly.
turns and goes,
There's
"Are you asking your robot friend if he's a fuckbot?"
No.
Yeah.
No,
Suki
like,
is.
there's
no, not you, Suki.
There's
You
a
point to
statement.
Suki.
There's something I would like to say, but I can't say it in front of Hal.
No.
Look,
What?
I'm just saying. We found him in a basement a week ago, maybe 2. I don't know if he fucks or not. Old people
I'm
were
not
hinky.
asking if he
I mean,
fucks. That's none of my business.
Victorian people had nipple rings.
Okay.
The robot can fuck.
I'm
That's
a
whatever.
machine.
And Phineas is like,
My
"Oh, you would
purpose.
not believe the shit the Victorians were into. Sometimes
No,
those
we're
little
going.
shit. Oh God."
We're going. We're moving.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go before I drop the glamour. Cause oh God, some of the memories.
Kaika's gonna
David
whisper
logged
to
in.
Julie. Yeah.
Oscar Wilde, there's some crazy parties, but some of the people we didn't like.
Kaika's gonna whisper to Julie. I'm pretty sure Miri would be able to find out real quickly if it's fuck Bach.
Oh my
Really?
God.
He can always just choose to be a fuckbot. He's just got to get a strap on.
Oh my God.
The chaos
Okay, this
I
is
caused.
completely out of character because Phineas isn't close enough to hear this, but plug and play feature.
I hate all of you.
I'm
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the hunter is the fuck bot. This robot's
The
got a
past
friendly
life,
butler
maybe.
mode. The butler's got a friendly robot mode, a salesman mode, and a murder machine. There's like one we're missing here.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
technically
missing,
3.
Yeah, we're missing the bard.
Oh my God.
If I was a smarter man,
Zoe
if I was a smarter
Zoe's just
gal,
letting you all get rained on now. I want you to know that. She has stopped you being an umbrella.
look, all I'm saying is, give me some time and some hacking tools. I might be able to make him into having a jukebox ability if he wanted.
Do not touch
Ooh.
me.
Do not touch
Oh my God. Oh,
Do
wow.
not touch me. Never mind. Consent was not given.
so
And besides,
your
I'll be
job
bad.
would probably go better if you like talked to people normally.
Nah.
Nah.
So
That was that
you're
was
all
Benedict.
discussing Benedict's possible features.
Zoe's trying not to.
The path gets a little bit steeper as Phineas kind of butts in. Oh shit! Didn't even realize that one. He butts in and he goes, "Okay, I hate to interrupt, but we're getting closer, and I think I can hear some shit." And as you like clear through some trees, you come to a road that is, you realize, switchbacking up towards the observatory. As you're at the base of this mountain.
Man, I better
Well,
not
not
be
at
some
the base.
fucker
You're like
setting
partway
off
up,
fireworks. 4th of July was weeks ago, I think.
Okay, last night at 12:30, someone was setting off fireworks in my neighborhood.
Oh my god.
Fucking assholes.
Know
I'm
that
gonna
too well.
I'm gonna scan the skyline, see if I can't see the thunder rattle.
Okay. And, I'll say you don't even need a roll for it, because, like, a few moments later, you hear the roll of thunder, and it's pretty loud by this point, as you look up, and there's the flash of lightning, as you see silhouetted in the lit up storm cloud that's kind of this. Actually, it's not as intense as the derecho recently in South Dakota where it was green, but it's got that like almost greenish storm tint to it, to the storm clouds, as you see silhouetted against it the now familiar form of a serpent coiling in the sky. Kind of seems to be they're just flying in the sky above, but they're holding position almost directly above this mountain. And now that Phineas mentioned it, a few in the group, don't know who has a best hearing, you do start hearing like a weird whining sound, almost electrical, like an electrical whine, but it's a little too faint to really make it out since with the rain and the thunder.
What would I roll to see if is the observatory trying to shoot it?
And an observatory do that? I think I've never been one, so that's a legit question.
I don't know. We're dealing with alien technology, and if any Superman cartoons have anything, this is it. To say building a giant laser in an observatory is kind of mad science.
Yeah, that is kind of one of the biggest cliches. Yeah.
Don't you know every observatory comes standard equipped with orbital strike capabilities?
No, I didn't.
I'll say that you don't really see anything lancing out from it or being fired from it. It's just this ever-present whine. Well, not ever-present, but like this electrical whine you're starting to notice. It's like that when you're buying a fuse box or like a breaker that maybe the fuses are a little old and you can hear the whine of the electricity, or I don't know if that's like an autism thing, but
I know that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
As someone who works in electrical, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think everyone here has been around one of those like old like light bulbs that are like super loud.
I know that as a kid, my old apartments, that if you went out after the sprinklers were on in the grass barefoot and then touched one of the lampposts, you would get zapped very faintly.
Oh.
It was only after the grass was wet did it like connect. It was weird. Phineas says we can follow the road, although that'll probably be faster and more direct, although more likely to be seen, or we can try cutting up through the rest of the woods as it kind of points up.
How long can you keep that glamour up?
Oh, I'm still good for a while. It's just the effort of doing it is what's the draining part. I can maintain it for a good amount of time.
But do you think you could maintain it for the whole way up?
I'm sorry,
I mean,
Abby.
unless I get slapped around, probably.
Keep flipping her
She
off
can't
the
give
blanket.
you grief.
No, I keep flipping her off the blanket because she keeps leaving and then coming back, and I'm like, I'm safe now. No, I'm not.
So you're giving her grief.
Poor cat. Sorry.
Oh, the misery. Everyone wants to be your enemy.
What's wrong with the kitty?
She keeps coming and laying on the corner of the blanket that I have, and then she leaves, so I pull the blanket, later to pull it back up on my shoulders, and there she is. And I flipped her off the blanket again. Dumped her on her poor little furry ass, and she gets really upset.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
So, Hal, who did you give the other tracker to?
I gave the other tracker to, I think, Suki?
Maybe.
So Suki has a pair of glasses and the tractor.
Yeah,
Oh,
unless,
yes.
unless
So-
somebody else wanted the tracker, because
I think Kaiko's looking for her own.
Hal and Suki, there's actually a little chirp from the devices, and you look at it, and it says Sasquatch nearby, and it's pointing up towards the mountain.
fuck.
Hopefully that's not a we're about to sacrifice a Sasquatch to this, because if that's what it's been doing to people, I don't want to see what it does to a Sasquatch.
I think we already the Sasquatch they already have a Sasquatch a long time ago.
Yeah, they talked about how the family patriarch was one of the first victims.
I know.
And plus, the tree that cut off everyone from leaving.
But I'm getting a Sasquatch ping on my radar. That means
Really?
there's something alive up there that's a Sasquatch.
And it,
I mean,
you would
it also
know
didn't it
how.
also ping on those stone giant things?
Yeah.
That's actually what I was going to point out. How you would know that it did specify between Sasquatch and Rock Giant after a bit. Isaac was able to tweak it while you were up, Ted.
This can differentiate, at least the one I have, can differentiate between, Stone Giant and Sasquatch, so...
I guess it would have been after Subtech. Isaac would have been a little more paranoid about Rock Giants after that.
So if it can
I
tell
wonder
if
why.
it can tell the difference, then maybe it's not dead yet?
Maybe it would be great if we could save it, but
I'd still be careful.
I'm going to use the other hold of my read bad situation to best way in.
Best way in. Probably straight up the road, because if Glamour has kept up while you're in the streets, can probably keep it up here as long as you're careful of watching gargoyles.
And Benedict, you were saying something?
Yeah, he was just saying, don't hold your breath.
Oh, and you're just like
As well
a bear.
as best way to protect the victims.
Go back to Melody.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Oh, I love that answer. Sure.
Okay, what's the second best way?
Nuke the
Sure, you don't get
only way to
ambushed.
be sure.
Yeah, best way to protect yourselves is this looks like it would be good ambush territory. So probably keep an eye out.
So that was so you're
As-
saying
As a group, I'd probably say that it's a fair amount of traps. Well, ourselves, counting Isaac. So this is like a prime trap territory or ambush territory.
I'm good at those.
This is probably where they would be setting up an ambush for people trying to go up here. So
Need to keep our eyes peeled.
I think that's DM speech for everyone. Read a bad situation.
Is it?
Depends on if you're going up this way. Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
it. I'll do it too. That'll be fun.
I have a
And it kinda
7.
says, it just says, just stick close to me and I'll, hopefully the glamour will hold us, and if we see any, just duck it into the bushes.
I just
So
barely
a
got
7 and an 8.
8. Yeah.
That's it. You both get 1.
Okay.
Best way in, best way out, dangers you have.
And Kaiko already covered the best way in and best way to protect the victims.
Okay. I suppose I'll ask if we haven't noticed anything yet at this particular time as I start looking around.
Okay. So, as the group starts following the road, and this time it is dark beyond the lightning flashes because there's no lamps there'd be like one every once in a while, so it is occasionally you'll see a flickering light. For the most part, they're either not working or you see one has been knocked over. Looks like maybe a car crashed into it recently. But otherwise it's fairly dark, or it's pretty dark beyond the lightning flashes and whatever night vision or lights you want to use. But as you're going up, how eventually you do see coiled around the branch, you now start to realize the glint of the red eye of a gargoyle perched up on a tree. And then further along you see, being, around the base of the tree that gargoyle is, you do see like a talon just kind of slinking around as if it's patrolling the area. Although as of this moment, the gargoyle has not spotted the group through the glimmer.
Okay, I'm gonna.
And Julie, you have another roll?
What questions are left to ask?
Hello?
What questions are left to ask?
Okay, I thought Hal was something. Best way out, biggest threat, most vulnerable. Or you could hold it for later on.
I'm gonna hold it for later on.
Okay.
Okay, then Hal will just point out what he sees, like really quietly. Just point at them.
Hey, Phineas.
Hmm?
If I were to throw something very far, would that mess up your glamour?
That's a good question. I know I've broken it when I've thrown a Molotov back at some pigs, but I don't know if I probably wouldn't risk it.
Okay.
I just do it. I don't understand it completely.
Gotcha. So are we gonna try and just go by, or what?
Yeah, he goes, I mean, we can keep sneaking as long as we don't draw attention from the gargoyle. And, like, you can duck into the woods a bit to, like cross through to switch back.
I
But,
think that's a good idea.
Okay, so to continue, I will need two people to roll me act under pressure.
Okay.
I can roll again if need be.
10.
Suki hasn't rolled anything tonight.
Yeah, Suki, let's have you roll.
Oh yes, my act under pressure.
Your favorite. Your favorite.
My favorite stat of 0.
Same.
I also have a 0, so.
I want to stay for the record. This is all your fault, Zoe.
Oh
It's a
no!
3.
You have luck,
So
and Phineas succeeded.
Yeah. So you rolled out a 10, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see.
So that balances out to a partial success.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's do. I'm gonna give the two of you. The two of you get to decide. Do you want a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay?
Hard choice.
Our choices are fun.
Hard choice. Okay. As you start to go through the woods, stepping off of the path, the road, you realize that there are other reconstructed in the woods. Now that you've seen the talent, you're listening, and you can hear what sounds like crunching of leaves and branches up ahead. You can but it sounds like there are more this way. You can either try to avoid them. You don't see any gargoyles this way, although it sounds like there's more reconstructed patrolling, or you can try sneaking past the eye by the gargoyle and the single talon.
Live deliciously. Let's sneak past the eye.
But on the other hand, we could sneak past the entire group and just flex on our sneaking abilities.
That is a good point. That is a good point. Yeah,
I really should have let. Sorry, go ahead.
in second thought, yeah, I'm on Team Flex.
Let's flex. Everyone's gonna hate that option, but we're
Alright.
down for it. Let's go.
Where's the fun if we succeed on lit and everything?
So, following Phineas and Celia's lead and Suki's lead, you start going through, and there is a moment, Suki, where you kind of stumble, and like you kind of come out from behind this tree, and you hear across from where these other trees are, you see a Talon was starting to climb up a different tree, but you manage to duck behind as it whips its head around, its head bobbing like an owl, trying to track something, before it just goes scurrying up the tree, seeming more interested in whatever it drew its attention up the tree. And then a moment later, you hear a squirrel squeaking and dashing through the branches.
Squirrel?
Oh my
But
god, they're
managed
chasing
to move
squirrels. They're zombie cats.
God damn it.
If there were zombie cats, we'd be fucked.
Zoe holds the general close.
He is very quiet. He's just like,
Yeah.
I just have the feeling that he's seen all this shit before.
He might have. It's the general.
He knows when to keep quiet when things are bad.
I like to imagine he's just like attached to one part of like Zoe's back or something when she's this big. Just a big furry backpack.
So, it's like going along. Jeez, what did I click on? I clicked on the wrong tab and I was very confused for a moment. Going up to you start managing to. Sorry. Skipping past the patrols of the reconstructed, you start going up further and further up this mountain, and you start realizing that there's no more lights. They've either all been broken. You realize that it probably wasn't a tree or a car that hit that other lamppost, as you see others are bent and broken and smashed.
Oh, jeez.
But sort of purposely looks like they're bent across the road, as if to block any cars from, if there were any, from going up or down, if there were any still up there. But as you're continuing along, that electrical whine gets more present, and eventually the mountain starts to level out as you come to rather fairly flat peak that made it perfect for the observatory to sit on. And Julie, you've driven up here a few times with your family. It was mostly for sightseeing because it's like, oh, it's the best side of the valley while it's when it's snowing, because you've only been up here while skiing. But I might have just contradicted myself. But anyways, you see up ahead the looming structure of the observatory. It's not that big. It's very similar to what you saw in your dream. A smallish building connected to the dome where you would expect the telescope to be hidden, although the dome is sealed. Although you can barely see the observatory, as there's a shimmering field of refracted light in a dome over the observatory and the ground around it, and
I see it. They
kind
have
of
force fields.
scattered around the parking lot and observing deck is about a dozen or so reconstructed of talons and stingers, and a tall lumbering figure.
Oh boy! Tall lumbering figure, you say?
Hold on, should have brought this back up before I mentioned it. A shout of alarm rushes through the group as the figure stands and rises to their full height, the mind bringing back memories of stone-skinned giants in a similar dark forest. With furious eyes burning a sickly green light, the figure was unmistakably a Sasquatch in life, the tall humanoid looming over the reconstructed. But rather than thick fur or even skin, it was armor like plates of bone and chitin, creating a grotesque exoskeleton for the reconstructed Sasquatch. In one
Ooh.
brutish hand, it carries a mace made from the best oh, made from the base and twisted pole of a stop sign with a block of bloodstained cement at the end that it lifts to point accusingly towards the dome of the group before its tusked maw cracks open with a furious bellow, matched by the screams of the reconstructed as they seem to furiously stare at this dome protecting the observatory.
Oh,
Oh.
the
And you
dome is
are
keeping
hiding
them
in the
out.
trees. You are hiding in the trees near the edge of this, leading up to because the mountaintop, because it's so, for the observatory, all the trees have been cleared, like hiding at the edge of the leveled out area. And yeah, there you can see it looks to be like some posts were either driven into the ground or rose up from the ground, stationed just inside this barrier. And you can see they crackle with the electricity as the electrical hum pulses, and you see the barrier seem to pulse in time with the electrical hum.
They're trying to get in.
And you do see lights like turned on inside the building, like through the haze of the barrier. Like, I'll just say, has anyone seen Annihilation? It's kind of like the
Yes.
shimmer effect.
Oh shit!
Jeez.
I
Where
thought
it's
that was
just
feeling familiar.
where it's just like refracted light just glimmering, but in this bubble like shield over the observatory. Not like completely matching its form, so there is like space between where they're set up and the building. So it's more like it's just a dome capped over it. And as you're watching, you see the Sasquatch gesture to a group of five of the stingers as they lift their weaponized arms, and you see for the first time each one belches like a puff of green smoke, and a pellet of condensed energy leaps out and strikes the barrier, but it seems to have little effect even with their combined salvo. Although it doesn't seem like it takes a second or two, or it takes a few seconds before they can fire another round, as they seem to be building up energy between each shot as the green light glows in intensity at the barrel.
Good to
So
know.
thankfully, these don't seem to be rapid fire.
Good to know.
Well, we have to get past them to
Yeah,
get.
I don't want
You
to.
look at Phineas, and he is shaking.
Aw.
Not like full on about to bolt, but you can tell he's trembling.
Yeah, he sees one of his friends turned into a
So if I get
resistance.
someone place dry, we can try the pipe bomb idea. I do have one salt grenade I can just tie a phone to.
Did that work on all of them? Like, it can't hurt to try, but if that doesn't kill them, we're in it'll know we're here.
And you hear the thunder and then flash of lightning as you look up, and when it happens, you see the Sasquatch look up and they bellow at the sky as if challenging, but you don't. You just see the serpent continuing to coil in the sky above.
I don't think the thunder rattle's on their side.
Why would it be?
I mean, someone brought up the idea that maybe it was reconstructed, but the Bigfoot seems pretty unhappy with it being here. Maybe it'll help us.
Hell yeah, Thunder Snake.
We know.
It's-
We all know. We all know exactly what I'm about to point. What I'm about to suggest.
Yes. Yes, we do. Or where are we going to get that many marshmallows?
Look, Cecilia. I was going to suggest I could fly up and try and talk to it.
Oh. Of course. Of course you were.
I mean, I got where you're going. Big cookout. We get some s'mores. Everyone calms down.
Never change, Celia. Never change.
I mean, I don't think these guys are going to chill out with, a few bong rips and some brownies, but I like where you're coming from.
You never know. If I leave, will that break your guys' glamour, or will that just break it for me?
I think if you're out of the little aura, you should be fine.
But I mean, I'm sure I'll be visible, but will you be visible?
Yes,
No,
but
no,
the moment you come out of the glamour, they'll all see you.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Will it affect you guys too, or just me?
As long as you don't start, attacking them while you're still near me, it should be fine. It's weird.
Wait, so I could fly
Maybe
up
it's something
there
that
and...
gods don't want us to like help in wars or something. I don't.
So I could go up there and still be invisible?
No, once you
Okay.
you appeared when you were a snake and slithered far away enough.
Okay, that's what I was asking, Phineas.
Sorry.
That, and if I would break it for you guys too, or if you guys would still be okay.
We should be okay.
Okay.
Pretty sure we'll be okay as long as if you're far away enough where you start kicking ass. Although,
Cool.
can a snake with no legs kick ass?
Yes.
That's a philosophy debate for later.
I think
Hey,
it would be
hey.
called whipping ass.
Thank you.
Oh, I like that.
Thank you, Billy.
She uses her mouth, so that would be.
No.
I was going to say,
Ow.
but I
Ow.
didn't think
How?
Eat ass?
biting ass doesn't have the same.
No.
Oh, that's so much worse, kid.
Yeah.
I was just going to say
that's
bite
why I was-
ass.
All right.
Eat
You know
ass.
what?
Oh, that's-
Do you guys
Hold
have
on.
an objection to me trying to talk to the snake?
I think I might have an idea to give you some cover.
Yeah, you do that. I'll go up when you throw it.
Well, let me explain. Mechanical question first, DM.
Mhm.
When trying to get all the creatures to where I want them to be able to manipulate someone, if I have Dark Negotiator.
Dark Negotiator is a two-way conversation. That's like talking to them and rolling,
I mean, how would I if I use the beep 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 try to get them to move somewhere else? Would that be a manipulate someone?
I think that.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, let's see. I think if it was people, it would be. Although you have said you had a Dark Negotiator, I would probably say it's still an act under pressure because it's getting the action of the moment to go how you want it.
All right. Either way, because I just remembered, I have the expert thing that makes my act under pressure use cool. I mean, sharp instead of cool, so it should have been 2 kings higher. I'm an idiot.
Oh, it's okay.
I think I have an expert ability the same way where I completely forgot Isaac had it for like 2 arcs. I'm like, fuck, this is like core.
I have that ability for weird and kick some ass.
Yeah, I have that weird and kick some ass and cool and sharp.
It's called Unholy Strength.
Oh, also I have it on weird and charm as well.
You
I just have really good charms.
Before we go in our separate ways and get into this big battle, the real question is: do we think the Bigfoot is the necromancer, or should
I don't.
I think the Bigfoot is the troll.
Yeah.
That's what I would call a troll.
Because
Oh.
I still have this one salt grenade left.
And then you want to say, if you could, you probably want to save it for the big bad.
No, I'm
Okay.
trying to turn it. 'Cause this is an area of effect. It can get rid of a lot in one go.
At least hurt them. We don't know how tough these guys are compared to the others.
It's true.
It did rip through the zombies like they were,
Yeah, it ripped through the
very
zombies,
easy.
but
They
these are
haven't tested them
not
out
tough.
against reconstructed themselves, but they are animated by the same energy source. So that these will definitely damage them.
Yeah. And if they're damaged enough, maybe you guys and me and the Thunder Rattle together could take them out before we get taken out.
Assuming that Thunder Rattle is,
Is willing to help us.
not a reconstructed, yes.
No, that the Bigfoot was roaring
I'm
at
not
the Thunder Rattle.
exactly on speaking terms with the Thunder Rattle, but I know the bloke is pretty damn territorial about things coming into their mountaintops. So this is definitely a territorial display.
Hey,
Fair?
Guys,
yeah.
I'm not saying we start a battle. I'm trying to rig something to distract them. Then that goes boom.
Yeah,
that's
but that's
fair.
going to start a battle if we do that, because that will break the glamour, I believe.
You do
That
even
will-
if
They're
it
fucking
It
distracted.
is the distraction to go up.
I'm just saying, they're trying to get in. That means the necromancer's not here.
It's also true, yes.
So I
But
used to be able to
It
do
is, and This
something.
place would also be the place that would point us to where the necromancer is. Probably a
Yeah.
meteor crash site of some sort.
they have a shield keeping these things out, so there's like something in there that's relevant.
Okay. Next question, point of concern. If that thing is designed to keep the supernatural out, looks to Zoe, who is the giant four-armed
I'm
snake
not
thing.
going in. I'm going up towards the Thunder Rattle.
I mean, yeah, but you're not going to
We
be
can
up there
get-
the whole time.
If we can get rid of all these guys out here,
Zero,
we can
Mhm.
probably communicate
how
with
do,
them in
does
there.
this veil look familiar to the veil that was around Oren's place and the Bewitched Melody? The thing that kept Big Bill and everything else out.
It definitely seems to be based on the same principles, although it seems a little more custom made, if it were. But good eye, this is similar technology.
And we as supernatural things were able to get in and out of Oren's thing.
Yeah, but Oren
Yeah.
probably also put in holes for us. You know what I mean? This guy doesn't know
Yeah.
who we are for shit.
But getting rid of the troll is good for us either way. And
yeah.
so getting maybe the Thunder Rattle's help while you guys do set up an explosion down here would be good either way. From there, we can figure out if we can even get in there.
Yeah,
Right?
it's worth a shot.
Also, isn't a grenade? Remind me again. A grenade in the handbook is basically a. Isn't it like 4 damage, loud, messy?
I would have to check.
They would also draw the other ones down the road to us, most likely. So we would be in for a fight after that, regardless.
Grenade. Grenades, 4 harm area, messy, loud.
4 harm.
4 harm.
Okay, so since it's made from the since it was made from the salt, which is a holy weapon, and due to Kaiko's thing, that goes from 4 to 8. +2 from surprise plus whatever additional modifiers assault does.
I did not know there was a surprise modifier.
Yeah, Kaiko, the Flake has a fun ability called Sneaky. When we make an attack from an ambush or from behind, I inflict 2+ arm.
You were a rogue this entire time.
So I think.
Oh my god.
I think what Kaiko wants to do is like get them
Min-max.
all down here at the same time and then throw the thing.
Yeah. I know. But like
So,
that's
but we would have to get them down here. And
That's why I suggested the pipe bomb thing with, like, I don't know, a thing that imitates a human crying.
The thing is that if we throw anything before you throw that bomb, we aren't going to have the element of surprise.
That
There is a soft chirping that comes from Hal and Suki's pockets.
Yes, shut up!
And
Oh,
you pull
no!
out the tracking devices, and there is a little note that says it's a message from another spindle device saying, "Who is out there, and what can you do to get these things away from us?"
the
Oh,
pipe
okay.
bomb.
It's a pipe bomb.
There is a message back from Suki's that just goes LOL pipe bomb.
He goes,
Oh shit.
"Okay."
Al just looks at you from
There-
under
there's
his...
just a single 2-letter reply. Okay.
Looks up the other Celia told me all
If-
about the
if
snake
you
test.
And
I
you
was
can tell
suggesting
that there
after-
is now that has gone through. You looking at the devices, you can tell there is a blip coming from inside, denoting another spindle tracker device.
I was suggesting when Zoe leaves the glamour, she drops it on her way up.
Oh no, that would make sense. And they're all kind of like right there.
And that would leave you guys still hidden.
That's what I was
Because
trying
I would
to
be the
suggest.
one doing it.
That would be good then.
Alright,
And
well,
since I'm the one who made this, mechanically speaking, it would still be from surprise.
Zoe puts her wings over Kaiko. I think you better start tinkering.
Umbrella time.
Yeah, Kaiko just takes out a burner phone of the salt grenade and just does a little bit of wiring. And
Yeah,
time to roll
what should we
preparedness.
roll for that? What do we roll for this?
Preparedness or
Sarah.
act under pressure? Either way, for
just
me,
power
they
leveling this
they both
mission.
use
What's
both
that?
use smart for me. So
Yeah,
What was that?
you're just power leveling this session.
I mean, oh.
not really. I haven't leveled up once.
But yeah, do prepared. Act under pressure because it is in the dark while it's raining with a box of scraps.
Could I roll
Not
help
okay.
out?
What does help out give me?
That would
Plus
be
one?
a +1, I think, because I got a 9.
Okay, that's a 4 plus 2. So it's a 4 plus 3 plus 3. I rolled a 4 and a 2, plus 1 from Zoe, plus 3 from my bonus.
So how much total was it? Sorry.
10 flat.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to get up, and you're pretty sure it'll. You're pretty certain this will do the job.
Can I just
Hey.
roll a read about situation just to make double sure? My no wait, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, you're pretty. I'm just gonna say, looking at this is about as good as the thing you can do under the situation. You're pretty sure this will work.
All right. So as
Okay.
you're flying up,
Toss this towards them.
yes, and it should be
Ah.
making a very convincing.
What sound do you have in this fucking burner phone?
A certain song a certain someone played nonstop in high school.
What?
Are you Rick rolling the zombies, Kaiko?
Oh God.
Worse.
Camel by
What?
camel?
Caramel dancing?
Friday.
What?
Friday?
Friday, Friday.
You gotta get us flagged.
Gonna get down on Friday. Julie
Uh,
starts dancing.
That was my high school experience. Don't.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
The song Friday.
I have no
Rebecca
idea
Black?
what you're.
She was a teenager whose parents paid a ludicrous amount of money to a scam artist to try and make her a star, but instead it just made her incredibly loathed, and everyone cyberbullied her for like years.
Yeah, I recognize that people were freaking out over a 13-year-old, and I went out of my way to avoid talking or thinking about that.
I tried to,
Yeah.
but the song was everywhere.
The song lyrics are terrible, but it is oddly catchy.
Yeah, I'm even sure like she went on and like actually, did other things
Yeah.
too.
She has done actual music, and she's a decent singer. Yeah, it's just like TT said, it was a scam. This guy was notorious for tricking rich parents, wanted to jumpstart their kids' music careers into giving him a ton of money to do really bad music videos.
Either way, a voice as full of life as that 13-year-old will probably, I don't know, triggers a life hunt mechanism or something.
Like fun mechanism. Hey, Benedict, any of this, ringing any warning bells for you?
They say that Cliff Howard was scammed by the same guy. I'd give anything to see that video.
Jesus.
But Benedict, this was. You do recall that using sound was a good distraction against these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was asking him, any of this ringing like a bad idea to you?
No.
Cool, thanks. So he takes the phone.
Hunter, Suki, just keep your salt slugs loaded just in case things go south.
I mean, yeah.
Alright.
Well, actually, before that happens, is the knife doing the extra oozing thing again?
Yeah, in close proximity with this many of the reconstructed and such a big source and just the big boy there, it is definitely leaking. Pretty
Fantastic. That's all,
copiously.
fantastic. That's all I wanted to know.
And
Thank you.
this is like giving it a look like, dude, your knife is giving me the meanest case of heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does
it does
that. Hey, my knife, my line.
Yeah, but like it's the knife has been around all of us. I feel like I have the right to say it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, and it's one of the few things of home I have left. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
He says as it's leaking blood red smoke.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Okay.
it.
I am in no room to comment.
None of us are. We're all.
And
You'd all be
Keiko,
considered.
Uh-huh.
no, Julie. Now that you're this close and like Suki's checking the knife as it's reacting, you realize that your hand as well is like doing that tension matting thing where it is just aching for about ever since you decapitated a rock giant, it has enjoyed being with you and it is looking forward.
My hand
Collecting it as well.
hungers for blood. When am I going to start killing things?
And Keiko, Julie says that you hear your fire go. I concur with the piece of metal. We hunger.
So,
But Keiko, you're the only one who hears that.
Julie, apparently my fire can talk to your arm.
Oh, that's sweet. It's like our pets
There's
are
just like a
soulmates.
little noise of like, not what I meant, but okay.
What?
But so what's the game plan? Zoe, you're flying up and dropping that.
Yes.
What's everyone else going to do?
I think
Actually,
we
this
should.
is pretty exciting.
I think we should get into a position where we can either quickly hide, run, or if need be, defend ourselves.
Maybe we should maneuver closer to the dome of bullshit so we can run through it if we have to.
If you can.
It
I think that
does
would be
look like you could probably like around like a bit lower on the mountain, although it is a pretty steep in the other places besides where you came up from, because that's like the only place where it was, gentle enough for a road. But it is raining pretty good now, and it's not for the dome of light, because like you see the rain is hitting it, and it's just like coming down off it in sheets as if the dome is solid, and the lightning flashes.
Okay. So he just like flaps their wings a few times, trying to just dry them off a little bit. Rain flying sucks.
Especially as a moth.
Yeah. Yeah, God, you were right.
So.
Alright, so I'm gonna go. You guys are gonna huddle here.
Yeah. Actually, I need to take a quick break. I hear commotion, so I will BRB real quick. It's just the dogs are losing their minds, so I need to go check that out. BRB.
Okay.
Okay.
Douglas. I'm gonna die. It's gonna be fun.
We all gotta die sometime.
Only inevitable, you see.
I'm still hurt from last session. My usual strategy of sucking the life out of things does not work here.
Can't suck life juice if there's no juice to suck.
Yeah, negative
Exactly.
energy. It's a bitch.
I've been debating all session whether I want to take unquenchable vitality for monsters.
Do it. I've got it.
I don't have any cool. It's a 0.
So as a heads up, while we're waiting for Sarah to get back, I do have an ability that could actually probably help us pinpoint where the necromancer is, which can happen post this whole thing.
It would be good to know, yes.
So that's something that exists, and I just want people to be aware.
What is thing?
It is a wonderful little ability that I took from the spooky page called Tune In. You can attune your mind to a monster or a minion. Roll plus weird. On a 10+, a hold of 3. On a 7-9, hold of 1. On a miss, the monster becomes aware of you. Spend holds to ask the keeper one of the following questions and gain +1 ongoing when acting on the answers. And there's a list of questions it has.
Neighbor's cat was on the roof, and dogs were losing their minds. So it's just like the cat was just sitting up there staring at them like, yes, bark at me, you fools.
Okay. Yes, that's a good thing, Suki. Just be careful.
Oh, that's not something we should worry about right now. That's for after we do this.
Oh. Everyone's getting into position. Oh.
Should I
Can't really
roll?
get too far from fitness, but
Yeah.
yes.
Should I roll a kick some ass to throw the phone?
And can I help since I'm the one who made it?
Yeah, I would say that would be a help out. And then.
Okay. Alright. I'm good at this. I'm good at this, Zoe.
Hold on.
Zoe? What?
I'm trying to decide if it's kick some ass or act under pressure. But yeah, let's do some kick some ass.
Cool. I'm much better at that. Okay, Zoe. Zoe, you're good at this. Zoe, I'm trusting you.
Nora, you're jinxing yourself.
That's okay. The first one was a 1, but the second was a 6, and I have a +3, so that's a 10.
And a +1 from me.
Okay,
Fuck,
so
fuck. She's going to shoot up and throw the phone at them.
you have an extra effect. Gain advantage, take +1 forward, or give +1 forward to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm in retaliation, or force them where you want them.
You know,
Force them where you want them.
yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to be dying after this anyway, so I'm going to force them where I want them. I want them close to get hit. I'm sure I'm going to get shot and beat to death after this, but here we go.
Okay, so you shoot up into the air as these things seem focused on the dome, and you toss this explosive monstrosity down towards the parking lot where most of the reconstructed are most are not like standing at attention, but they're just kind of milling about while waiting for something to happen. But you throw it down and it starts playing the music, and
Also,
it's an immediate like reaction as all the reconstructed turn to look at it and like start clustering around it, and you actually see a Talon pick it up and like start fiddling with it as like the other reconstructed are not like completely grouped up around it, but there's a good amount of them. As also the Sasquatch looks over it before it looks up and flying upwards and points at you and starts to shout moments before the thing detonates.
Oh.
And there is the flash of light and the sound, and if everyone wasn't, if anybody was looking, you definitely risk getting blinded as this thing goes off. And let's see, how much damage was that?
okay, so it's
Right.
4 bags of the grenade, plus, since it's made from the holy salt, which my smite comes into play, which makes it a doubled because it's a weakness, so that's 8, plus 2 from the sneak attack, plus whatever modifiers assault have. So a flat 10 plus.
Okay, so you managed to rip through, and like there's a moment as like everyone has to like blink even when their eyes are clenched to like there's an after image. But and your ears are ringing, and like Zoe, this was like very loud.
Yeah.
As you're flying up. But you look over, the group looks over, and you see that the poor Talon that had picked it up, it's gone. It's basically been like just blasted to pieces, and so have many of the other Talons that clustered around it, and several of the stingers. You see one that's like its arm is blasted off, and it's like has to push itself up with its gun as it staggers to its feet. There's a couple that are like twitching on the ground from the damage, and you see the Sasquatch. It is like patting at its chest, trying to put out these embers of
holy fire,
pale white fire that are like not like phosphorus, but like it's like embers that have like clutched to the bone, and it's like patting it out and like grumbling. And yeah, you've taken out like 8 of the dozen that were here.
All right, let's get a move on.
And definitely scorched the armor of the Sasquatch, and like you see cracks in the bone armor. And Zoe,
yeah,
you are flying up. And
yes, in a thunderstorm.
Through the storm. Yep. As you hear, almost as if in answer to the explosion's boom, you hear this booming thunder really close, and then lightning flashes as you realize, almost as if they moved with the lightning speed themselves, the thunder rattle appears before you, and where it had seemed, like dozens of yards away moments before. And it is a massive snake. You can tell it is a rattlesnake of some sort, of dark indigo scales with crackles of lightning that seem to ripple along its form, and bright blue eyes of lightning that just stare at you. And when it yawns its mouth open, you see the fangs as like the Jacob's ladder of just lightning arcing between the fangs as it's just staring at you, and its metal is crackling with lightning as it's just posturing like a like how a rattlesnake coils up, but it is floating in the sky staring at you and with a challenging look.
Hey, I'm going to use Dark Negotiator to communicate.
Okay.
Let's see how I do. So, Zoe, what the fuck?
You might need
Go
to
on.
use your luck.
That's 6.
Use your luck.
Let's see let me go look what happens in the manipulate someone. See what happens if I fail.
Oh damn, DZ.
Okay. Oh. Hmm. Zoe, you're so good at this. What the fuck? You're so good at this.
You got
Welcome.
6. Oh, a Dark Negotiator. What does that mean?
It's the same as it lets me use manipulate someone on a monster.
Okay, manipulate someone.
Which a fail is on a miss your approach is completely wrong. You offend or anger the target. God, I've used so much luck though. If I do this, I'll have 4 points of luck.
Don't forget that failing still gets you experience. It doesn't necessarily screw you over.
It's true. I'm a luck point. Wait.
Do you want me to use a luck point?
Wait, I don't want to die.
Okay, so that's still a base success then?
Yeah, on a success.
Well, okay then, what do you say to this?
We're here just trying to help get rid...
before you rolled.
What?
I should have asked what you say to it before you rolled.
Yeah, good point. We're here just trying to stop these things from invading your territory. Please help us.
Okay. Alright, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now.
Oh, fuck.
And you hear as there's a hiss that sounds like steam, like escaping a pressurized, pipe, and you hear the voice, translated because you can understand this through your snakiness and your supernatural gifts, that it says, "Prove yourself an ally. Join me." And it looks down at the Sasquatch and bares its fangs as the rattle starts rattling faster, and you hear the thunder as you see the lightning crackling across its body.
Zoe nods.
So, while that's been going on,
yeah.
What are the rest of you doing? So the bomb went off, and scattered some of the reconstructed. There's there's 2 of each left. There's 2 talons and 2 stingers left, and the Sasquatch that's standing up there. And they start after Zoe went flying up to the snake. The Sasquatch starts bellowing up at the 2 of them as the stingers start raising their arms in their direction.
We should probably stop that.
So, how pissed are you guys going to be at me if I run up there and try to distract their attention?
You see
I'll
the
probably
Sasquatch
join
start
you.
reaching for a boulder that's like that was like ringing
I'll
the.
join you.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, fuck it. And Julie Leroy Jenkins out.
Fuck.
And so does Celia.
All right, I'm gonna roll. Let's roll for initiative first.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
That's
Everyone act under pressure.
All right,
Under
I'll
pressure.
plus 2 for that. So
What is
12.
pressure?
6.
That's
13.
a C.
Initiative count.
Suki, what the absolute ass?
Oh no, what did she roll?
3!
3. What the fuck, Suki? You have almost
Did
as
you
bad
get
rolls
fucking
as those
snake
guys.
eyes? Or is your
Um,
bonus bad?
Okay, so my act under pressure bonus is a 0, and I got a 3 on the dice.
So almost a snake eyes.
So almost a snake eyes and my abilities ass.
12.
On the other hand, does rolling for initiative count for experience gain?
No.
There's no fail state for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This is just. Let's see.
Nice try though.
I will say, I just had to use a luck point, but I have also leveled up this session.
Oh, so Celia and Benedict, and then Julie and Zoe. You can decide which of you wants to go first on your respective counts.
I have a +0. Do either of you have a modifier? Oh,
No, I mean it'd be
Suki.
between you and.
Oh yeah, me and Julie. Julie, do you have a modifier?
Yes, I have a +1.
Then you go first, because I have 0.
And
And
then Benedict and Celia. If you
Mine's
have a modifier. Okay.
Benedict?
My modifier's a 2.
Okay.
so I think Kaiko goes first.
Kaiko, then Celia, then Benedict.
Becca, Celia, Benedict, Julie, Zoe, Suki, Hal. Which did you roll?
I rolled a 5.
5.
So,
He would be right after me.
Hal and then Suki.
I'll then Suki.
Well, I'm making friends with another giant snake. But to do so, I need to get hurt. This is gonna suck.
So, yeah, Kaiko, you go first.
Okay, so Kaiko is gonna channel her fires like, alright, that big one's the biggest target. Let's take it out.
Yes.
I'm gonna burn a luck point on that one.
Oh no.
Which I have no luck burned, so
Yeah.
that's just a straight pass. So
Okay, so
that's
for
a straight
Kitchener,
plus 10, so I get an additional effect. Pretty sure. Anyway, so that's just gonna be an 8 weird damage.
wait, how do you get a 10 from spending luck? Does spending luck give you an automatic 10
Yeah.
or
Automatic
minimal
pass.
pass?
Yep.
Okay.
Spending luck gives you an automatic pass. That's why luck is powerful, but that's why when you run out of it, you're doomed.
Which, like, if we weren't so absurdly strong for this system,
It says
I would be in so much more trouble than I am. I'm already not great.
It says under the luck on the sheets that you can mark off to change a roll you just made to a 12.
Oh. Oh shit! So I didn't even need to. Whatever. I want to fight. I want to fight with the Thunder Rattle anyway.
Anyway, so that's just gonna be an 8 ignore armor fire smite damage to the big guy.
Okay, so fire smite, you said?
Yep, my smite is my regular fire is 4 times smite, which is 8. And I think since it DM, since it's focused on Zoe and not us, would it be technically me attacking it from an ambush? Since it hasn't noticed us yet? Because sneaky specifies
Yeah,
an ambush or from behind.
Yeah, I guess it would count since the group's still under Phineas's glamour, and this thing is more focused on the two snakes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make that a +10 plus get it to where I want it, so on the ground, unable to attack.
And you're launching the fire at it?
Yep.
Okay. So, how does it look like when Keiko throws fire?
Just basically her arm just is engulfed in like bluish flames, and then launches out like a imagine like a weaving serpent. That or
Yeah.
I just focus like Firestarter style and it just erupts into blue flames.
Yeah, I like the serpent. It's thematic.
Yeah.
Well, you throw this fire and it straight out, in this coiling path, and now that purple glow that was about all of you fades as this thing tears through it and striking the Sasquatch in the back with such force that it falls forward, and you see this coil of flame start wrapping around it almost as if it is a serpent itself before it just engulfs this Sasquatch in blue flame as it just bellows in rage and pain. And Kaiko, you feel your flame is relishing this. This is what it was built for. So that would be
Flat 10.
a little damage. Yeah. Still up though. So it is now on its hands and knees as it's like being burned alive by this blue flame. Oh, burned undead.
Burned back to death.
Burned back to death.
And Keiko, you get the feeling that you bypass the armor by way of the nature of your ghost fire. So, Celia, you're up.
Celia, not even deterred by the fact that the troll is now on fire, attempts to leap up, opens her mouth, and attempts to just chomp its head right off.
Okay.
Do I need to roll a weird to control it?
That is a 14 to kick some ass.
Okay. And what does your bite do?
4 harm, armor piercing.
Okay, so it ignores the armor, and you chomp down, and it's not the first time you've bitten down into, a undead Sasquatch like this, or similar to this, but and you take a chunk out of its skull, and it's just missing a portion of its head now as you step back, but it is still struggling against this flame, and you can see in the hollow of its skull, because it seems it was emptied, there's just that emerald green fire, but now it is conflicting with the blue flame that is trying to consume the body. But you see it stare at you with its remaining eye, and it just backhands you, doing 3 harm. Actually, no, this would be 4 harm. This thing is strong as fuck.
So 2 harm.
Yeah. And the flame does not spread to you. It remembers you.
Oh god.
It was in her once. It never wants to be in her again.
Can I roll a weird to control that?
Do at the moment. It's just burning the Sasquatch. But so Benedict.
Well, they seem to have that on lock. He's going to focus on the stingers.
Okay. And yeah, they start turning around as they start hearing now a commotion this close. And you actually see that when the Sasquatch caught fire with the emerald, or not emerald, the teal ghost fire, the other reconstructed recoil from it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna do a basic kick ass then.
Which weapon?
The shotgun with assault rounds.
Okay.
That counts as a close though, so how close do I have to be to properly use it?
I'm not exactly sure on gun ranges, but you would have to like probably step closer from the cover of the woods.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
he'll definitely do that.
Dun 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun,
Well,
dun.
let's see if this goes well.
Hey,
That's
not bad.
still a success. Partial, I think. It's a kick some ass.
Yeah. On a success 7 or more, you suffer harm on and suffer harm from whatever you're fighting.
Okay, so yeah, you shoot it, and the shotguns. They did 6 assault. Okay, so you go up to the stinger. That this one it's the one-armed one that had pushed itself up with the barrel of its own gun, and it whips the gun around in your direction as you go walking up, but you have the quicker trigger finger as you see it trying to charge up a shot from the splinter, and you just blast it away and basically delete the rest of its broken torso, and it falls back without a chance to retaliate.
That's what I was thinking, DZ. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
same.
I do take some harm from when I am fighting.
Well, that was the thing. You killed this before it could retaliate. So as you shatter its torso with the blast of this, and it's like tracer rounds. You see this white light of these pellets go firing out, and it just rips through it as it stumbles back and fires off harmlessly into the air. So, Julie.
Okay, I want to use my hold before I do my kick some ass.
Yes.
What is the best way to protect the victims, and in this case, specifically Zoe?
Zoe, probably draw the attention of the remaining stinger that still is still tracking her.
Fucking rad. I'm going after that son of a bitch.
This one was standing in the back, so it didn't get the full blast of Kaiko's thing. So this one is still looking pretty, if you can say healthy. It's still mostly intact.
Cool. I'm running
This
at
is
that
one of the ones I
fucker,
got shield.
arm in full swing, 9 kick some ass.
So, and what's the damage for your special claw?
Alright, my special claw, the fucking, Veil Needle weapon, does 3 harm, that's messy, magic, and close range. So I have to get close to that fucker to do it, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you have to go right in its face, and let's see, 3 messy. Yeah, you run up, and your claw, similar to before, you just like rip through this thing as its armor seems to do very little against the interplanetary metal or interdimensional. That's the word. Metal of the needle. As you just rip through it, drawing the attention away from Zoe, but now at you as it.
Shit, that should be 4 harm actually, because I forgot I've added devastating on a level up.
Oh, hold on, let me check them. How much did I give stingers? Oh, yeah, that's enough. You run up to it, and I think probably similar to how you dealt with Candy or the Sasquatch. You just run up and pop its head off. Like, again, similar to Benedict's thing, it did not get a chance to retaliate because you finished it off. So
Zoe!
Another head joins your collection.
Sadly, the Stone Giant's head fell apart.
Yeah.
Well, these, I think.
I imagine Julie just still has a few stones with what was left of it, though.
Oh yeah, she kept the pebbles.
Turn it into jewelry.
One day we're going to glue them back together.
Yeah, she kept the pieces of the rocks homunculus.
So, Julie, you took care of that. Zoe.
Okay. How many are left right now?
There's 2 of the stinger, or not stingers. The stingers have been dealt with, and now there are 2 talons that were kind of on the edge and running toward, like, approaching the group when it went off. So they had escaped the blasts, but, they were thrown back, but now they're getting up and now look ready to either go after Celia or Julie because they're the closest ones.
Okay. I don't want to bite them. So I'm not. I'm going to meteor into one of them, with no limits, and just try and flatten it completely to the ground.
All right.
So we don't fucking do this. Don't do this, so please. That's a 11.
Okay, I tell them more. Your body obeys or will in the limits of physical possibility.
Limits of
Wait,
physical.
do you have advanced? No, you only rolled
I
a
do
10.
have advanced no limits, yes, but I didn't hit a 12.
Right. Okay. So.
Yeah, I would have.
By below.
Hold on. That's in alternate weird moves. Let me go see.
I'm looking at it, it's like on Terra More, limits of physical possibility, see below. And it's like, okay. So you want to crush into this thing?
Yeah, I want to use all of my weight, which is good. It's significant because I am large, and just flatten this thing.
So you do a dive where you just straight down javelin style, but then right before you collide with this, you just ball up like you're doing a cannonball into the lake and just smash down into this talon that looks up just a moment too late. And it does 2 harm before as it is scrambling under you before it cracks under just like the brief moment before it cracks between you and the asphalt.
Did I take 2 harm, you said?
Yes, it was scrambling at you, and like it tried to like react as it saw you coming right down to it, but it was just. But you just basically plowed into this thing and crunch.
Yeah.
Holy donut.
And could I have the general attack the other talon?
Sure.
He does not help in combat much, but he has claws.
Yeah, have him roll, I suppose.
Yeah, let's go, General. You're good at fighting.
Oh.
That's a 6 plus. Kicks my ass. That's a 2. That's a 8. His claws do 3 harm, I believe. Yeah, plus 3 claw attack. That's what I've written down. Yeah, 3 harm from the general.
Scared off Sam.
Yeah.
So he goes riding over as this thing's about to try and tackle Celia, and Celia, you feel the general use you as a leaping board, and it just goes, and it's almost cartoonish as he just latches onto this thing's face and is just a furious flying furball of claws and kitty fangs. Just this talon like flails and is just like falling back as he's suddenly has this cat to contend with attacking him in the face.
Basically, he's doing to this one what I did to the big one.
Yeah.
So, Hal, you're up. There is the stinger that not the stinger, I keep getting mixed up. The talon that the general has pounced on, but there is the Sasquatch that, while looks to be heavily damaged, in D&D terms, it is bloodied, but it is looking very pissed off as it is smoldering or engulfed in this flame.
Okay.
I thought Julie killed the Squatch.
Oh no!
She's
Julie
killed.
killed a Talon.
Yeah.
What?
A
Not
s-
Talon.
one of the stingers she killed.
Yes.
The Stinger's gonna shoot Julie. I mean,
Shooty,
Zoe.
shooty, boom, man. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do have that fucking spear, so
Oh.
Oh,
Sphere of Kill
No.
of Kill Stone Giant.
Spear of Kill Sasquatch.
so let's kick some ass and see what I get.
Wait a minute. Spear of Kill Sasquatch. For socks?
Socks.
His socks?
Yes, my socks.
I want his socks.
He's pulling out his socks!
Not quite enough for advanced kick some ass, but I did get an 11, so
Nice.
that
That's a
is
kick math. You get an extra effect.
okay. So 3
And-
damage, close range, +1 extra damage to Bigfoot type creatures, ignores armor, and +2 forward for use against Bigfoot type creatures on kick some ass rolls.
Okay. And you get an extra effect where you can gain advantage or to take +1 forward or give +1 forward to another hunter. So that would technically be a +3, I guess, against the next person or for the next person to attack this.
Yeah.
But or you can inflict an additional harm or suffer less retaliatory harm or force them where you want them. Which it looks like they're struggling to get back to their feet.
I want to force them where I want them. I'm going to wait until they get to their feet, charge them, and slam them against a tree and pin them there.
Okay. So that was. Sorry, repeat the damage again. Numbers thrown at me.
That
make me
would be
confused.
3 damage plus 1 extra to Bigfoot type creatures, if it still
Armor
qualifies.
Okay. And
So-
armor piercing.
So 4.
Okay. Yeah. You run up to it, and as it staggers up to like one knee, as it tries to push itself to its feet, and you just run up and spear it, pushing it against the tree that at the one of the trees at the edge of the parking lot, and
I just kind of
the spear is hitting it to it like a bug, and the flames are looking around it as it looks down at you and punches you, doing 4 harm
okay.
minus whatever armor you have.
3. So yeah. So he holds it there and looks over his shoulder at Suki and goes, "Suki, get it!"
This thing looks like it's getting close.
Well, I'm gonna take the special shotgun full of special shotgun salt. And I'm gonna shoot it.
You get that.
Well, that's a
+2.
little better, Suki.
You get that +2 forward if you'd like it.
I would like that because this is gonna be interesting. So that's a 12.
Mm-hmm. You have
With
advanced
everything.
kick some ass?
I do not.
Okay.
So it would be
So-
the shotgun damage for the salt that K did, which would be 3 times 2, 6 base times salt.
Okay, and then with 12, you get a plus or an extra effect. Gain advantage, +1 forward or +1 forward to the next hunter, or to another hunter. I guess you could do your choice. Inflict terrible harm for an extra, suffer less harm, or force them where you want them. Which they are currently pinned to the tree, so you don't really have to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm doing extra damage because it's pinned to a tree right now, and we want it dead.
Yeah. And Suki,
Mhm.
you run up with the shotgun. It's just a hunter shotgun, and you run up with the special slugs. And as you aim at this thing, as it's raging, trying to pull itself free from this tree, as it's engulfed in flame and starting to be pulled apart by everyone, with a portion of its head chomped off, and you aim the gun, and you have a moment, like that split moment before you pull the trigger, where you realize that the smoke from your knife coils around the gun as you fire, and you shatter this thing, killing it. It is broken into many burning pieces, leaving the spear wet lodged into the tree as pieces of bone and burning chitin just drop to the scatter and drop to the area.
Well, that's a new one.
There's a single Talon left, contending with the general and not doing so well from the looks of it. So, actually, with the death of the Sasquatch, seemingly satisfied, there's that cracking boom of thunder before you are nearly blinded with the lightning strike as the general, feeling his first stand on end, leaps away in time before you see the suddenly appearing in the parking lot. You see the thunder rattle coiled above you, a good 20 to 30 feet long, as it has the talon in its jaws, electrocuting it. The electricity is its own venom as it just fries this.
Oh, I love that.
Fries this reconstructed.
That is top 5 raddest things I've seen all week.
And it is then you start hearing more screams from down the mountain as the battle seems to have been noticed by the patrol and reconstructed. And you start seeing gargoyles start alighting into the air before the thunder rattle looks out, and then back to you, Zoe, and there's that steam whistle hiss again, and you hear it say, "All right, I'll give you this one." And there's thunder and then the lightning flash again, and it is gone before you just see the storm crackling above you as lightning bolts just suddenly, one and then two and then three and then more, start cracking down from the sky, striking the side of the mountain, and you hear the reconstructed driven off. Thankfully, it is a downpour by this point. Otherwise, this could have easily set the mountain afire.
Fuck.
That's a lot of lightning.
I'm so glad I decided to talk
And
to the...
You are starting to feel a little deafened from the amount of thunder that is going off.
Yeah. Actually, Zoe uncurls herself from her fucking... Oh my god, yeah. Her ball of death and just kind of wobbles, ears ringing. Hey, not to detract from that, but hey, Hal.
He turns and looks at you, and there's blood running down his face. Like, yeah, what's up?
I could use a hand.
Okay.
I'm at 300.
So am I.
And when you are recovering from this, you hear a voice go, "Okay, none of you look dead, so I'm going to guess the monster's on our side." And you see a man standing where a dome, a doorway, has appeared in the dome. Oh. And there's actually two men there. There's one man, an older man, who is standing there wearing a turtleneck and oh crap, I had a description for him. Let me get to that. Older man with a gray goatee and balding hair, large technical reading glasses, or glasses, and then wears a tan jacket over a dark turtleneck as looks seen better days, as there's another man standing behind him. Rather nondescript looking man, close cropped hair, professional goatee, and he is dressed pretty similarly to the plain clothes that you've seen Isaac and other Spindle people wear when they have to go into public. And he also has the same dark sunglasses that Isaac and now Suki are wearing. And Julie.
Yeah?
And no, I was saying that he's wearing the same type of sunglasses that Julie and Suki were. I forgot Julie got the other pair. And this older man is like, "Well, come on in before they swarm us again." And he's like, "Did you actually befriend the Thunder Rattle? I've been trained for years to speak to that, but."
Zoe?
And Phineas claps forward.
Zoe makes snake sounds and flies away.
Hey, important question. Are you the necromancer?
They look at each other and goes, "Okay, so you're summoned up to speed." "No, I'm Dr. Ogilvy." And
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're the guy we're after.
Yeah, Oren said something about you.
Or okay, or such makes a lot more sense. And he like looks up to her. He's like, "That wasn't one of our locals. Are they okay? Who's that?"
Friend.
Yeah. Zoe flew off, but she literally just went out of sight, took dive back into the woods, and changed back.
Act under pressure.
What?
No.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
That's fair.
Like, you went off by yourself.
You went off by yourself again.
Because there's a fucking lightning storm killing the monsters!
Killing the flying ones.
I literally just went out of their line of sight. If you need me to roll, I'll roll.
No, it's fine. So you come back up, and
Zoe peeks her head from behind a tree. Is it safe to come out yet?
Should be.
And you must be Isaac's friend, pointing to the very clear spindle agent.
And there's like a frown. He goes, and he's holding the tracker setting, and then looks at you and goes, "Oh, you must be the Agent Kuhl's group." Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, who are you?
Oh,
Zoe says whipping up to them.
And he like tracks you as you walk up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm, if you know Isaac, I'm Agent Fallow. We haven't worked together, but I'm acquainted with him."
Yes.
Vaguely aware of his allies.
Well, now you're a little more aware. These classes are really nifty, though.
So do you...
But, sorry, what was that?
Who's your immediate authority? Boss. Man. Because if it's Dr. Y, we're gonna have problems.
And he grimaces like, "Ugh, no, I want to work with Y." That guy creeps me the fuck out.
So like,
Halk mutters, "Same," and slaps Zoe and heals her for 3.
God damn
it! So he goes, "Well, if you know Dr. Y and you worked with Isaac, I work for Dr. Watt. He's the xenobiologist for Spindle."
Wait, when? Why? And what? Is there a Dr. How?
Is there?
Isaac mentioned a Dr. Ware.
Oh
my god!
Are you serious? Wait.
They don't like it when people bring it up, but yes, it is.
If there's a Doctor Who, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Yeah, Doctor Who. HU.
Your entire organization is a Three Stooges skit. How do you feel about that?
Oh my fucking god!
Dear audience,
And
the best part about this is that this is my fucking joke.
He's just like... He's just like has this expression, even though Gus is just like, yeah.
You should go talk to Hal after this, by the way. I mean, Hal, fuck. You should go talk to Isaac after this, by the way.
Yeah, he's got something to tell you, and Hal's gonna, put his hand to his face, and then pull it back, and he's also healed for 3 now.
Cool.
Hold on.
Hey,
And
Hal, I guess some of that.
the doctor is like, okay, we should probably all move inside before they.
Yeah, yeah. We,
No,
we
that is
have questions.
absolutely fair.
Yeah,
We have many questions.
who needs healing? How many times do I have to roll for it?
Yo,
Anybody else?
I'm pretty sure this isn't my blood on me, so we're good.
Okay.
I've been too busy kicking ass to take damage.
Zoe scoops up the general. Good job back there.
So we're healing. That is a 10, so you also get 3 back if you need it.
Oh, and this is Benedict. He doesn't talk a lot.
He's quiet.
Not right now, anyway.
And my
sometimes he's
name's
pretty talkative, but right now he's not.
yeah.
Inside now.
We're going.
And so they.
As she goes
they
by,
step aside.
she goes by. She hip checks Hal. Like, you gotta do yourself first.
He reaches out and smears his blood on you. Shut up!
Oh God! Oh God! Oh no! Oh gross!
They step aside and let everyone duck under the opening in the dome, and inside is like that.
Cyril.
Hmm?
Cyril.
Yes?
They had axes, right?
Yeah, there were yeah, a few of the stingers had like what looked to be axes made out of that weird bone that they are made out of.
Are there any left on the ground?
Yeah, you could find like a hatchet one.
I mean, I'm pretty strong. I think I could grab a big one. I routinely.
Okay, you find a good sized axe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I grab an axe. What harm does this thing do?
Hal, what's an axe do?
Oh.
An axe does. Let me see here. It does 3 harm, hand, and messy.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's pretty good. And it is like both surprisingly light and then heavy to what you were expected, where it's just this weird density to it.
Yeah.
And it is, you can tell it is very sharp. Like, you don't know if it's been, like, ground to sharpness or grown.
Ooh. I can't bite things, so it'd be nice to have, a deadly weapon. And hey, if I can bite things later, I can give this to Tamlin. Another thing.
Just don't think too hard about where it's sourced from.
He's a mad scientist. Fine. Although, now that I think about it, maybe giving the mad scientist, well, not mad scientist is a bit much, but maybe giving her, like, stuff that some kind of weird necromancer has created is a bad idea. But I'll think about that later.
So, you all file into the outside area of the observatory, and it's like it's dry here since the dome is keeping out the rain, and it gives you a moment to like dry off a bit. And she goes, "All right," and or Dr. Ogilvy like motions to you, and it goes, "All right, be a little more comfortable over here." And you go into what was once, it looks to be like a small little gift shop area for the for the observatory.
Hey, okay, so how this?
Sorry, did you cut out, or am I just?
Oh, so how this? And she's like motions to everything.
Okay.
She means what the shit is going on.
Right, yes. Still collating, collecting data, but as far as we can tell, meteor landed. People started going missing, starting with hunters that were out at that night, and then people started being taken from their disappearing at night, and then eventually we had a full-scale incursion, it seems. And he goes, I tried contacting Oren, but by the time I started to realize more of what was happening, they put up some kind of dampening field. It's strange. Nothing, like, there are transmissions, yes, but they are not earthly. If any one of you have tried to use a radio.
Yes, we figured it was a mimetic corrupting hazard of some sort. So the moment we heard it, we stopped it. Well, stopped the thing that play. We stopped the thing
Turned
that
off the radio.
Yeah, that's good. And don't know the long-term effects of listening to that are. And he goes, personally, since I've worked with Oren, I've dealt with plenty of extraterrestrials, both threatening and benign before, but these are vicious. And I've never encountered these before. I'll be honest, I guess I was a little old-fashioned in my thinking and thinking that undeath was a phenomenon unique to Earth, but apparently not.
I mean, like, I guess that is pretty, like, Earth-centric. Like, oh, of course, undeath must only exist here. But, like, if life exists
found
out
out
there, of course
there's like
undeath is...
there's like a whole plane of sea monsters. I wonder if there's just a whole plane of like corpse monsters.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure there are several afterlives that are just that.
What if there's
when you think about it, aren't all afterlives filled with dead monsters?
what if there's like a plane for every monster trope we can imagine, and also ones we can't imagine?
That's
a lot of planes.
That'd be some trippy shit, right?
That is something Dr. Watt would love to talk your ear off about.
Dr. Watt?
If he could. Dr. Watt. W-A-T-T, like wattage.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
So is there an entire plane that's populated by nothing but monsters that are made out of reused Kamajira suits?
If there's not, I'll be disappointed.
Isn't that just called Ultraman?
I was about to like, isn't that the Megalomaniac show I saw once on a late night cable show?
Megalomania?
Yeah, like Megalomania Man. Like, there's just these monsters that look like they're out of used Kamajira suits, and then like this dude shows up, megalomaniac as ever, and beats the crap out of him. It was 3 a.m. on a motel TV. Don't expect me to have more of an answer.
Did we establish what the melody equivalent of Ultraman is?
I don't think so.
No, but what Gray just described is definitely the melody equivalent of Red Man.
Uber dude.
I was gonna say something like Galva Guy.
Well,
Galva Guy!
following my parodies of Ultraman, we would have to use a different Transformers toy size class, because Ultra is obviously Ultraman. Deluxe is what I use for Adam's Ultraman parody. So we have the choices of Basic, Voyager,
Master.
Mega, which we can't use because Mega Man's already a thing, Titan class,
Titan Man,
and Leader. So which would be funniest? Leader Man, which would be best? Leader Man, Basic Man, Titan class man,
Titan Man,
or Voyager Man. You know what? I'm gonna go Voyager Man, because Voyager Man actually sounds like he's coming from across the stars. I like that.
Yeah.
See, that's
I
why
like
I
Voyager,
suggested
man.
Galva, because Ultra Magnus, Ultraman, Galvatron.
Voyager Man is.
See, Kamajira is a loving homage, so I feel Ultraman deserves a loving homage rather than a mean one. So we're gonna go Voyager Man.
Voyager Man.
So that's what
I
Hal
like
says.
Yeah.
Isn't that just Voyager Man?
I don't know. I don't watch TV.
I've been meaning to go watch more Voyager, man, but something always comes up.
You can use my TV whenever you want, Suki.
I understand that, but like we've been busy.
The
You
exciting
could've-
hour of El Coatl and Voyager Man was great stuff. Dr. Ogilvy says.
I hey, did you know apparently El Coatl was real?
Yeah. And
Huh.
and Agent Fowler just looks over like, what?
Yeah, I don't. I'm still not sure. This isn't just a very like long running gag. But okay.
Or wait, I guess TT. Did the Phantasmagoricals encounter El Coatl?
I feel
Or was
like
he
yeah.
lost during that period?
I feel like yes, because Miranda knew him.
Yeah.
So,
But I
because
feel like it was probably a one-off adventure.
yeah, and Ogilvy goes, I know people who met him, but I never met him personally. Oren said they had a whole thing one summer. Wait, that came out wrong. I don't mean romantically. I mean there was some kind of TV monster thing that happened.
So do you know this?
That's not what you meant, but that's what I heard.
So before things get worse, do you know the source of these
yes,
Necro
thank you,
Reaper
Ended.
zombies?
Well, I believe the impact side of the meteor is where they have been dragging people.
Okay.
And
And is there any more like the Sasquatch that we, or was that the biggest thing it had?
they kind of, and Ogilvy just kind of frowns and goes, "No, there is something just as big." And
Great.
that thing I was afraid was going to break through with that fucking sword it had. This was before Agent Fallow got here. I mean, if you can call it that, it was too big, too blunt. It was just a slab of metal. Boo!
Fucking
Oh,
God.
Vitriol.
That's the only vitriol a Berserk fan will give to another Berserk fan.
I was waiting for someone to ask about this thing, but yeah.
Two Berserk fans just stare at each other and go, boo!
So, yeah, it is, I don't know what to call it. It looked like we could tell that was the Sasquatch that used to live around here. I never met it personally, but as far as I can tell, they were always friendly. They never attacked people. And Phineas chimes up and he goes, "Yeah, Arma's going to be heartbroken, but yeah, they never hurt anybody until this." And he reaches up and touches his broken horn again.
Aw.
And
Oh yeah, I forgot Phineas was here.
followed in with the group, and it seems that both Agent Fowler and Ogilvy have met Phineas because they didn't spare him a second thought. Which, you remember, Fallow did show up. They said Fallow showed up at the tree village, but he was not there when you were there.
Yes. Fair. So Suki's gonna be like,
Yes.
I may have a thing that might make it easier to help find this necromancer fella, according to our friend Benedict here. I don't know how well it's gonna work, been a long time since I tried it, but we're kind of up shit creek without a paddle. Beyond a crater in the woods. It's like finding a moose in Canada.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Suki.
Oh, I thought Kaiko was talking, so I was.
You have an
No, I
idea?
was yawning.
Oh, okay. So Suki's like, this is gonna be weird. For the record, she passes the shotgun to Benedict and goes, "If I start screaming in a language that doesn't seem humanly possible, you know what to do."
We're not shooting you.
That's another shotgun he has.
Temporarily. And then Suki pulls out
Only if you
the
survive.
only if I survive. And Suki pulls out the wonderful knife that is consistently oozing a red-black cloud combo.
That definitely gets the attention of the two men, and they're just like watching intently. And Uncle V's like, "That's got some weird vibes to it."
It's a long story, and we probably don't quite have the time for me to get into it. But
Fair.
are your clouds purple when shit gets weird?
Oh, you mean a witching hour? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Mine were red. And before she can
Sounds enough,
clarify, I'm going to roll my new ability I got a couple level ups ago and haven't really been able to use or find a good time, called Tune In.
Yes.
I took it from the Spooky playlist.
I almost took that for Isaac, so I'm glad you took it.
Yes. So I roll plus weird. Which, adding my weird into this, makes it a 9.
A 9? Okay. You got a hold of one.
So Suki holds the knife level to her face, and the red mist seeps into her nose, and her eyes briefly go entirely pitch black. And I am going to ask, where is the creature right now?
And you're looking for the necromancer?
Specifically for the necromancer.
Okay. As your vision goes red with the mist, as it's like clouding your vision, you have an out-of-body experience as your vision is thrown from your body through the walls of the observatory, through the dome, and out over the valley of Fiddler's Green, going, and you look, and it's like you're able to see perfectly, even without the even with it being middle of the night, probably close to midnight by this point, and pouring rain. You just see the valley as your vision zooms in. You see the river going along further up north, and then it reaches a waterfall that goes up, and you see in the distance the distant lake.
Mm-hmm.
But by the waterfall, you see just a billowing pillar of greenish smoke where a green fire is burning, and as you get closer and closer, you know that your quarry is there, but then there's a moment where you feel like you hit a barrier and your vision clears as you couldn't get too close. Something blocked your vision, but you confirm that it is there, and you don't get a sense that even though maybe they like felt something try to look, you don't feel anything looking back.
The eyes go back to her normal, strange colored ones, and she's like, "So, waterfall, giant pillar of smoke and green fire. About as close as I could get before I got firewalled."
Ogilvy nods and goes, "The meteor did seem to strike by close to the waterfall. People were worried that it would, change the direction of the river."
In a normal circumstance, an understandable thing.
And Fallow holds up the tracker and he goes, "That is the seems to be the nexus of the most concentrated of their energy signatures. And he taps it, and then like Suki and Hal, your devices beep as he sends out something little. It's like, all right, that should help you track some of them. Close enough, it might give it won't exactly pinpoint because they seem to be like shielded, but it'll tell you if there's some in the area.
Okay. And Yuki puts the
And-
smoking knife back in its sheath and's like, all right, we got a goal. Let's go.
And it's like Ogilvy like looks over at Fallon and goes, "Should we tell them?" And you see Fallow wince. He goes, "Well, now that you've said it out loud."
Okay, listen, we're here. We're risking our lives to save this place.
And
if you're gonna,
Fallow goes, "Okay."
And I am currently holding an axe.
Yes, and you don't see weapons on Fallow, but you know that you never see weapons on Isaac either, even though you know he definitely does. But yeah, Sticky, I forgot, you have the free store, don't forget.
Yes, I do. I have the freezer.
So, but Fallow goes, well, I figured that since you figured out where the necromancer, I can't believe I'm saying that word out loud in this for an extraterrestrial
Your bosses
event,
are named who, what, where, when, why, and how. That is not
irrelevant.
any weirder.
Irrelevant. I'm just saying that since we know where the head of this problem is, that probably don't need to interrogate, And they kind of chop and goes, we think we found one of the people collaborating with the undead.
Oh. Wait.
And
someone's collaborating with them?
Fallow sighs and goes, follow me. And if you follow him, and like as you're walking, someone would notice that. Phineas, at hearing there might be collaborators, looks very pissed as he quickly follows after Fallow. As Fallow goes deeper into the observatory building, and going up to Ogilvy's like, this was empty storage room. We just used it for stacking, paperwork and stuff. Nothing in here, but it locks from the outside. So, and he goes and opens this door, and on the inside, you just see a person sitting there in the center of the room. Their hands are bound behind them, but they are just sitting upright, legs crossed, and they are missing their shirt. They're only wearing like a pair of jeans that look pretty dirty, like they've been marching through the woods themselves. But they have cuts and scars and like dried blood on them. As they look up and just kind of grin with this like maddened grin at the group, and he goes, "First, more for the pots."
What did he say?
He goes, "More visitors, more for the pots."
No, we're not for the pots.
More for the stew.
Nope, we're not for that. No.
And now that you can see him closer, you realize that he's like got these like fairly fresh cuts and marks across the skin. Some of them are bleeding.
Looks at the two. Are you torturing this man?
And
I mean, to be fair, he is
Ogilvy
absolutely
looks
batshit.
aghast. Ogilvy looks aghast and goes, "Of course not." And Fal goes, "No, never. Torture never works against humans." And
oh my God.
Keiko, you can tell neither of them are lying. And Fal goes, "We believe those are either self-inflicted or mutually done." And like now that like he clicks on the light and the guy winces since he was sitting in the dark for so long, but he's just covered in what looks like almost ceremonially placed cuts and not runes, but like markings carved into his skin, but not super deep, but deep enough that they bleed freely.
Oh.
and some of them do look like they're self-inflicted, and this man just looks up and just then, like, now that he can see again, he scowls and goes, "Oh, Dr. Dick, you are you're just like how they said you were."
Doctor
Who are
Who?
you?
The doctor's name is Richard Ogilvy, so he
Oh,
called
so
him
you called
Dr.
him
Dick.
Dr. Dick. Oh my god. Who are you?
It doesn't matter. I'm just meat for the.
Yes?
It doesn't matter
No, no.
anymore.
Yeah, it does. I
We're
don't
all
care.
just meat.
I am.
Meat for now or meat for later. Doesn't matter. We all become reconstructed. We all reborn. And Benedict, this is something you've seen before. There are people who hear the song and fall under the sway. Their minds broken by the song.
Oh god, he's just like a Saniac victim.
This is
God,
what
ooh.
happens when you listen to the choir.
The choir of bliss, the choir of perfection. Yes, you've heard it. You should listen to it, heed it. It doesn't make sense at first, but if you just listen.
No,
Not
I've
the
I've
Persona
said
5
no
soundtrack.
to like reality altering things before. I'm saying I'm gonna pass on this one too.
Benedict looks to Ogilvy and he asks, "Who is he?"
And Ogilvy shrugs and he goes, "I don't really know. I mean, didn't have an ID on him or anything." And Phineas kind of pushes past and just like kicks this guy in the nose with his hoof. And the guy goes sprawling back and like blood gushing as he's like not dead, but he like recoils as he's just like, "Oh fuck." Still
So he
reacting to
grabs
the pain.
so he grabs Phineas and pulls him back.
Is there a cure?
Phineas goes, "I know this fucker.
Who is he?
Elias, he's just a piece of shit. He was a nobody. He got
Okay, hey,
just a
Ah.
bigger.
He's a crazy man of the woods.
No, he's just a shithead who lived in an apartment and used to beg my dealer for pot."
okay. Phineas, he's clearly affected by the music. Stop.
And
Is there a cure for the music?
Phineas like spits on the guy and like walks out.
Is that gonna shoves him away? Go chill out.
Is there a cure for the song?
Benedict?
Not that you know.
Uh-huh. Part of me one.
His answer is quite
The
simply,
hunter,
the answer is lead.
No.
yeah, the hunter wasn't exactly concerned with curing those afflicted back then. But
Sir,
actually,
you could use a brownie. Celia digs through her purse and pulls out a plastic bag filled with brownies.
Did you bring weed brownies?
What?
Did you bring weed brownies?
I always bring weed brownies.
You do?
Yeah.
I just don't tell you because
There
you'll
you go.
eat them and then you won't be sober.
I didn't bring it up because you were underage.
So Keiko,
Uh-huh.
you're the one that has the connect the dots thing, right?
Yep.
So I will just say this because it's been mentioned before, or the hunter. He's mentioned Melis a few times. You have her book.
Uh-huh. Do I have it with me?
Yeah, Isaac handed it over before you guys left.
No, I thought you were asking, do I have it with me? Because I know he had it with. No.
Read the book out loud.
Kaiko. I'm a bit lost. Is the guy with the cuts mentioning Melis, or is the hunter mentioning Melis?
The hunter has.
Tycho pulls up the Melis book.
And Benedict, you recognize that as it's the possession of one of the allies that helped you face this threat before. And you would know them as, and Julie, you would recognize Julie as being similar. You know that is the tome of the Needle Sister that helped you before.
Well, as a follow-up then to the question if there is a cure, lead is the easiest, but you possess the tome.
Alright, so what would I roll to see what kind of cure?
I'm just going to ask you to roll a weird.
10. Flat 10.
Okay, so you start flipping through it, and okay, well, this will take a few minutes for Keiko to flip through. But what's the rest of you doing as this guy's now like trying to push himself back up, which is hard when your hands are tied behind you, but
So
he doesn't seem all that concerned by his nose. Yeah, he just sits up and doesn't. He like wiggles his nose, which is out noticeably to one side. But he doesn't seem all that phased. Probably not the first time he's had his nose broken.
What
happened? Celia's attempting to feed him a brownie.
And he like squints at it suspiciously, but then you both hear his stomach gurgle, and he's like, okay. And he doesn't say okay, but you see him give in as he starts to eat the brownie. More like you're not sure if he recognizes it, if it's an edible, depending on but he seems hungry enough that he doesn't really care at this moment, because this guy looks like he hasn't eaten in a while, just with how he looked at it when you offered it to him. And like Fallow says, and no, we haven't been starving him. We caught him snooping around the observatory this afternoon when the sun was up and none of the undead were around. I saw a couple of people in similar states when I made my way here during the day.
Wait, so there's more than one person who's caught?
I saw at least 5 others, similar states where they were, wounding themselves. Like when I found him, I was walking up to the observatory to meet Ogilvy. Dr. Watt told me to seek him out. Apparently some of Spindle's research is based off of his, and Ogilvy kind of like beams in pride at that. But and again, Keiko, if you're like listening in, he's not lying. But he goes, when I was walking up to the observatory, I found him spying on the place, hiding behind a tree while carving something into his arm with a knife.
So, if they spread like this sort of like indoctrination via sound waves, Kaiko's immediately as she's reading the book, could it be possible to send a counter frequency?
And both of them like kind of like seem to think on it, and then Ogilvy's like, theoretically that's sound. Sound for sound. Yeah. And Fallow goes, that could probably work, yeah. And Keiko, as you're flipping through, you start, because you've looked through the book before, similar to Isaac, although Isaac's like read this thing from front to cover, but you start seeing passages you don't remember being in here. And,
Yep. That scans for a magic book.
And like, it's not long before you flip to to it starts out almost as like journal entries, but there's no like year. It's just like, it was, she doesn't seem like really concerned with tracking the actual dates. As more like, oh, it was summer, or it was, it was the beginning of fall, that kind of thing. But she says that it was the middle of the summer when the lights in the sky are abundant. She says that she records that there was her hearing about a meteor falling to a town that's not far off, a mining town that you don't even recognize the name of. But and then like flipping forward, that she was called in by someone that she knew in the area to come quickly because there was a threat, and she sent out requests for help and gathered some of her allies, and they, very similar to your group, traveled out. She said they were traveling out to face this threat, and she mentions, a tinker that she expects to meet out there. And yeah, you go through this and you start reading, and she starts recounting about how this mining town was overrun by the undead, and she's describing what sounds like a playbook of what happened here, saying that people started disappearing at night before being pulled from their homes, and then the dead just started walking the streets at night while the living huddled in terror during the day, trying to escape during the day. But there were those who fell sway, as she called it, to the song of the worm star. It crawled into their minds and poisoned their souls, turning them against family and friends. And when you read the word worm star, everyone else, you see the flame on Kaiko's arm just ripple to life for a moment, and Kaiko, you just feel this. It's a mixture of excitement and like anxiety. Like someone being like, "Oh, this is happening now? Oh, okay, I wasn't prepared for this, but okay." You've never felt your ghost fire react this way. And
not to alarm you, Kaiko, but you're
I felt that.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Kaiko, you flip forward as you're just kind of like now looking for, and you see the word ghost fire further in, and you see Melis mention, it's not, she says, she bemoans that the dragon was, that the dragon child was not here because Melis suspects that its fire would be the
Antithesis?
be the key, the key to defeating them. But she says that it's too far away and she cannot reach out far enough, saying that something seems to be blocking communication, magic. For she doesn't really call it that, but you guess that a similar mechanism for blocking long range communication prevented her from calling for aid from the devil dragon. But she says that she will have to speculate on the connections after the necromancer has been dealt with. And she says she mentions the chitin choir, as Benedict also mentioned. It is a type. She says they apparently a type of reconstructed, and the names that Benedict has been using, talons, stingers, trolls, and gargoyle, those are names that Melis gave them. And because no one knew what these things were, this was the first time that anybody had encountered them. But she says the chitin choir are a type of reconstructed that seemed to grow from the ground but were immobile and could only sing this otherworldly song that corrupted the minds and souls of the this cult of the Wormstar, she called it. And that she does she her out one of her allies was able to, with her help, create a song that would nullify it, but not not like reverse it immediately. But she says that there may be potential for it. But she says it at the moment it's probably the best way to protect themselves from the influence of it. And there's like you see like a bit of like magical like ritual jargon that's you know I can't improvise what it says, but it's like with this you get like what she was going for.
Masuda, yeah, Masuda.
And like Melis, there's like she just is like musing because it seems like this thread it seems took like probably over a month for them to deal with, but she's like musing about it and she goes, "What is it about song and music that afflicts the soul most of all?" But she leaves off on that, but she can't really.
The Weaver
deep
being
question.
like, I just think it's neat.
So, but yeah, you don't have a cure for the choir influence, but you think you have a lead on potentially shielding yourselves from it.
Hey, that's
So
good.
I might not have a cure, but I do have a lead on how to mitigate the effect.
And you don't have a cure, but I have an idea. He looks at the guy. What's he looking
Which one?
like right in the second?
Which one?
The afflicted guy.
Oh, he's just back to like just kind of babbling to himself and anyone that like gives him attention, as even though he's like list like I don't know if Keiko stepped out of the room to do this, but he's not really reacting much unless people interact with him directly. But he's still like, I'm not gonna make myself do this too much. But he's like babbling to himself.
This is probably a cursed thought, but since he's being infected by an eldritch being that's trying to make everyone like itself, I wonder what would happen if I don't know, because the one who becomes corruption were to infect him.
Oh God.
Kind of a morbid thought. I wonder if it would cancel each other out or make something worse.
And
so he takes a deep.
What?
The hunter.
Mhm.
I want to know how you're reacting after Keiko dropped the name of the Wormstar. A searing name that like rushes right to the front of your mind, and you remember that it is the threat that the Tinker, but one of the reasons why the Tinker made you so vicious.
Mhm.
It was a loss to the Reconstructed that made him make you so vicious for this.
Yeah, he's gripping the shotgun pretty fucking tightly.
Oh God, are you like denting the shotgun?
Hey, Benedict, I didn't die from the weird magic thing. Can I have my shotgun back before you shoot somebody? And before you're like, no, I need the shotgun. You have your own shotgun. I just want mine back.
Yeah, he doesn't say any of that. He just hands it back.
So
you could still tell he's pretty intense. He is definitely
like,
radiating the threatening aura.
Are you gonna? What's going on, Benedict?
How to word it? One cannot save that which has been touched by the Wormstar.
Zoe grits her teeth.
How do you know?
Have you tried?
He is silent.
All right, if you're not gonna try, Zoe looks to the guy. Is he like in a chair?
No, he's just kind of like sitting on the ground, arms tied
Zo-
behind his back.
Zoe like kneels to his height, grabs his shoulders, and looks him in the eye.
Yeah, because when you approach him, he definitely like pays attention to you, so he doesn't resist. Like
She looks
looking at
him
you.
in. She looks him dead in the eye, and she's going to attempt to assert her mental dominion over him. Oh my
Okay.
god! That's a double
What'd you
6
roll?
plus 3.
Ooh.
When you gaze into a normal human's eyes and exert your will over them, roll plus charm. On a 10 plus, hold 3, 7 to 9, 1. You may spend your hold to give them an order. Regular people will follow your orders, whatever it is. Hunters can choose whether they do it or not. If they do it, they mark experience.
Okay.
I want to attempt to drive this out of his mind. I don't know if it'll work, but like she's trying.
Okay.
Okay, so her command, she's going to give the same command 3 times.
What's the
Forget
command?
the song.
Okay.
Forget the choir song. Or, forget the song because musical stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget
So-
the song.
Kill means kiss. Kill means kiss.
Yeah, Pontypool!
Yeah, I get that reference now.
So as you're staring at him, your eyes go snaky, I bet.
Yeah.
And he's locked in, and it's like in the second chapter of the new It remakes where Bill is yelling at him and then he just gets hit with the deadlights and just goes slack. It's like that instant where he like battling and then he just like freezes as he stares at you, and you basically delve into this poor fractured mind as you tell him to forget the song. And sorry, I was laughing at the chat.
No, you're good.
There's after like a minute of this, he like seems to blink and he like looks around in like shock and he goes, "Oh fuck, what did I do?" And he like starts rocking in places like, "Oh fuck, no, Mom, Dad, fuck, no." And he looks up and he's like, "Fuck, you have to stop them." They're...
Do I feel okay after doing that?
You feel kind of like
how uses healing.
Yeah. It's not like you feel like drained, where it's like your energy is sapped for the moment.
Zoe stumbles back and she gets up, because she was kneeled down to his height, and kind of just stumbles back and falls onto her, falls over.
And you realize that this guy is probably like close to your age. He's young adult, maybe 19, 20.
Jeez. It worked. She looks to Benedict. It worked.
Benedict is now looking at the crying, sobbing man who's utterly inconsolable as he's realizing the weight of his sins. And Benedict looks at you and asks, "Did you save him?"
And you hear him go, "Oh God, I could barely hear it, but it's enough. It's still, I can hear it. It's coming back, but I don't think I have long."
Hold on.
There.
Can I roll a weird to see if I can construct? Does anyone here have a musical melody? Touch to them.
I don't know. There is a robot in the room who is powered by a music box.
Yeah.
Forgot about the music box.
Hold on. Melissa, I think, has some notes that could, as in musical notes, that could be of use here.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about the music box. Kaiko, I need you to roll a weird, and Benedict, I need you to roll a past lives.
Alright, Kaiko rolled a 3 plus 3 plus 3, so that's a 9.
Okay, Benedict past lives? Ooh.
Ooh.
Kaiko, you start, like, humming this tune, because you must have, like, a little bit of, like, musical... You can read a little bit of music, maybe from high school or something, but...
Yeah, Melody would have a mandatory music class.
I mean, they should. And you, Benedict, it's like something else gets unlocked, and forgive me, TT or you, DZ, if I'm going out of hand, but it's like you remember how to play this song with your music box, and if you wish, you can play it, and you have this memory where you were actually the one projecting this song in rebuttal.
Mm-hmm.
You were the instrument.
Excellent. I believe it was Isaac and Suki who woke Benedict up in the first place.
Yes. We went into the basement.
So yeah, once he got up and going, the music box kind of fades into the ambience of the normal noise he makes. But when you first turned the crank on his chest and he started waking up, you did hear a music box. That was pretty sad.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
And this, while equally, well, not equally, but still tinged with sadness, would be a different song than the one that you woke up with.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy, as he's like, goes, I think I know what they might be planning. Oh God.
What?
Ben, I can't believe I fucking listened to Ben. That fucking bastard. Oh, if I ever see him, I'll rip his fucking throat out. And he's like getting ready to cry. But
once again, with this man in this state, the ways that as Benedict, see, it worked. It's like, did you? Does this man look saved?
And
he's not enslaved to an evil will.
And Ogilvy goes, wait, Ben Carmody? Did you say Ben Carmody? And the guy looks over and goes, yeah, I think that's his last name. Some nerd that started all this bullshit. Oh God, and Ogilvy like swears under his breath and goes, and looks at the group and goes, Ben Carmody was my assistant up until a year ago. Astronomer. He was the other one that worked here, but I had to let him go because he was, stealing from this place, and we're barely can keep running as it is. And is that why he was? And he like pauses, and he like starts to walk off as he like heads towards the observatory, and Fallow like looks between him and the group, and he goes, "I'm gonna go stick with him." And he goes, "Don't let him out. He may be fine for now, but just keep him here." And he looks to you, Stuki, and he goes, I can trust you to make sure that he doesn't get out, right?"
Yep. And she just kind of pops up on the wall against from the other side of the door, shotgun in hand, and looks at the door.
And he follows after Ogilvy if anyone wants to follow him.
Hold on. Is there any way to get like a radio signal out from here? Because theoretically, I could get if I can get this tune to like record the music box that Benedict's playing. I could probably create a tune, and then bounce that tune off to every mobile device or radio.
You do recall that Orange said that Ogilvy spoke to him over excuse me, over a radio like that. So
Oh yeah.
he
Professor Olgi.
probably would have the equipment here.
So I run up to him to before you.
Oh, he's Ogilvy's not stopping. He's like walking towards this little office area, and then like he goes into his. You see, it's his office, and he sits down at a computer and starts typing away, looking up something.
Can I get access to your radio equipment by chance?
Goes, yeah, and he like tells you it's like down the hall. He goes, don't turn the audio in. That song will flood you, give you a headache. But yeah, just careful. It's over there, and he seems more interested than his followed him in. And he goes, and if anyone followed Keiko and him and the two, follows like that's. Oh, he did. Can't believe Carmody deleted sessions. I was wondering what he was doing, but he was deleting sessions looking into space, aiming the radio scope. Oh.
Hold on. It might not be permanently deleted. Can I roll a sharp to use my sister's trait on how the FBI gets deleted files?
Sure.
That would be 3 plus 4 plus 3, so a 6. I mean, not a 6, a 10.
I was gonna say that's like wait a minute.
Yeah, wait. The 3 and 3 make the 6.
Yeah. Okay, so 10. Yeah. And it goes sure, and like you managed to go in, and there's some back file directory stuff. You find out that he deleted some recordings that while you can't recover the recordings themselves because they are too complex to be like saved as a backup file like that, you do see that they did contain coordinates and stuff, and Ogilvy looks at them and he goes, those don't make sense. Those nothing's supposed to be in those, and like this isn't a real coordinate. What? And he just looks baffled, but he goes, then he starts thinking about it. He goes, oh, that coordinate isn't. That's a resonance coordinate. Oh, how the fuck did he know about those? And he goes, okay, so apparently my dickhead assistant was listening into other dimensions. How the fuck did he figure this out? I don't exactly have a normal telescope here. It's kind of my life's work that I've been working on. It's an omniscope. That's what Miranda said I should name it back when I was discussing it when I was with the Phantasmagoricals. But it's supposed to allow you to see other, perceive, not just see, but perceive, listen in on other neighboring realities, like you know the Phantasmagorical, so you know that the whole basis that there are overlapping realities, and because Fiddler's Green is a small nexus node of the Melody leyline cluster, similar how Nocturne and like the Long Rest, they are, and Septet, those are all nodules of the main knot of the ley lines that form under Melody. So that's why I built it here. It was just the perfect place to build this here, where the veil is thin. And he's like, so if there's a song that can cause that to happen to somebody, like gestures off back in the direction. He goes, then maybe Ben heard something. And I don't know how the group split up, but Suki, since you're with the other guy, you can hear him like mumbling to himself, and he goes, "Okay, Ben, oh god," and he looks up, and he's like, The rest of the survivors, the people from the high school. They're at the ski resort.
They're at the
There's no
ski
one
resort?
left at the high school.
Okay.
No, I was there when they took it. Only a few people died. The rest fought back, but we took a lot, like half of the survivors with us to the compound. I don't know why. Ben just said we needed them there, and then the rest of the dead were taken by the undead.
But so there
Hey.
may be survivors at the ski resort.
Yes,
Is what
and
I'm hearing.
That or preparing for some sort of ritual for them.
yeah, I don't know what they were. We brought them there, and then they told me to come spy on this place, and then I guess when I didn't report in, or they were just gonna come up here anyways. I heard a commotion outside before you came in here, and
Yeah, the troll's dead.
Okay.
Troll?
Oh,
I know
are you
we're
in
getting
the room?
close to end time.
Yeah. So is anyone else in the room with Suki and the guy?
Kaiko's going back and forth getting shit together.
When you
Benedict
come
is
back,
with Yuzuki.
yeah. So when you come back, Kaiko's like, so survivors are at the ski lodge, at least potential living ones.
And Julie, you know exactly where that's at.
I can lead the way if you want.
And the guy pipes up and he goes, "They were." I thought I got the shit assignment, being sent to look out when the rest were going to go look for the monsters. I don't know what they're planning to do with them, but it's not good. They were so excited. They tracked down where the grave worm was, and then they were. And I heard Ben talk to one of the others about how the necromancer was happy that they think they found where the tree is. I don't know what it means, but he split up the rest of us.
The tree
And-
is there. He's a reference to the treehouse, I assume.
Could be
Treehouse? Maybe. And he goes, "No, it was something about a tree and having to fight a guardian or capture a guardian. I don't know. I was it was only something I heard offhand, but I know where they found the grave worm. Apparently they found an old abandoned graveyard that's like not normally around. They were trying to figure out how to cause, I don't know what it was, a shift, they called it, to get to the grave worm. I don't know. And you think he's probably talking about a witching hour. He says it only shows up when the sky turns lilac, is what the old thing we found said.
Shit.
So the necromancer's base is at the waterfall.
No, wait, yes, the necromancer's at the waterfall with the undead. They said we would go there eventually, but it wasn't our time yet to be reconstructed. We still had our tasks. But the rest of us, we're the ones who called the meteor.
Oh.
And he starts breaking down into sobs, and he goes, we killed our families, used their deaths to rip open the sky, and the meteor fell from a tear in the sky, and oh god, what did we do? And he falls over onto his side, and he starts hitting his head on the ground as he's just he's bawling. This man is broken.
So he stops him from hitting his head on the wall. She looks at the nearest person fucking really you can see in her eyes, did I do the right thing?
When I ask for weed, this would be a really good time to have some weed on us, and I'm just saying.
And this is the point when Suki just pops out a small little cigarette container of joints and just passes one to her.
It is not your
And-
fault that there are things so beyond what people know that do things to your brain. You're basically their meat puppet. The thing you can do now is to make sure they don't do it to anyone else. Can I roll a
You're not
manipulate
sure.
Can I roll a manipulate
Huh?
someone roll for that?
Sure.
Um, 11.
And
Basically to calm him and basically...
I want to ask something. Did Benedict start playing the song again, or?
Yes.
Wait, did he?
Kaiko has recorded his song and is playing that all
wait,
that's the thing.
Wait,
Well, that's assuming that Benedict did play.
Yeah,
it, because it
he
needs
said
to
he
be
never said he
completed
played it.
first.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought we already did that.
No, he
No,
I must have
remembers
missed it.
Yeah. No. Benedict, you or Hunter, you only remember this song.
Well, we need him to play it. Then everything about Kaiko going to the radio thing doesn't matter then, because I thought we already had the song.
Sorry about that.
I mean, you
must
could
have
say
missed
that
that.
it's you checking to make sure that it. We'll just say that's you getting it set up to. You know, it's ready to broadcast. We'll say, but just need the song. But Benedict, if you haven't been playing that yet, like Kaiko, you do manage to soothe him for the moment, but he's like, you don't understand. I can hear it in my head. It's like worms are crawling through my brain.
I need you to remember the song and play it in full.
You might be Benedict.
Technically, it's the song that animates him. So he grabs the dial that's on his chest and he cranks it like really hard.
You thought you said there's no way to save them, but this might be able to save them.
As he's kind of, he's just kind of standing there, and it's hard to tell because he doesn't have facial expressions, but clearly, like, gears are turning in his head, and almost imperceptibly, he does kind of, his posture does begin to soften as his hand reaches up to the dial on his chest, and he cranks it pretty fucking hard, and the music starts getting a little louder.
And it's this new song that Suki, it's different than the one that you heard when you and Isaac reactivated it. And this one is an intense, fierce song that it almost sounds like it's a little too not messy, but it almost sounds too forceful for the music box to contain. But it is this song that, while the Kaiko Choir's song was more like a dirge, this is more like a furious refusal to die yet. And this man, he listens to it, and he's like sniffles, and he goes, "Oh God, it's gone for now. I don't know if it'll come back when you're gone, but oh, thank you. I can. Oh God." And he goes, "If you're going to go during the day, it's only us out during the day. The undead, the sun, it hurts them.
Okay.
They can't stand its judgment."
Ah.
Oh.
Vampire rules after all.
But I've never seen the zombies walking out during the day. Those can't be out during the day. But I have seen some of the reconstructed. They don't like it. It really hurts them. But I have seen them out during the day.
Oh, so Urukai rules.
Yeah, kinda, yeah. But
You
I'm like,
are you okay, Benedict?
He does not seem to respond. He's just kind of listening to the song.
Oh.
and the guy goes, they said that the grave worm had to be dealt with. I guess it just likes to eat undead, and he like does this like sad little laugh and goes, I don't know. They just were really happy to find it. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but they were saying they wanted to get the thunder rattle, the hellkite, the Sasquatches. They wanted everything that was strong.
Well, we got the thunder rattle to help us, annihilate some of them.
Yeah, I think I heard some of that. Thought the building was going to collapse with that thunder.
It was a lot. My ears are still ringing.
But
Cool,
so Fallow, Agent Fallow goes, so because he like rejoined after, Kaigo, you were able to recall the data, and Ogilvy and Fallow were there, and Fallow goes, so it sounds like I don't want to be like making presumptions and deputizing you because I don't, I'm not Isaac. I don't want you to think that we have to work together, but there's be several courses that we can take. One, we can go to this resort, try to rescue the survivors. Two, find out what they want with this grave worm. If it's a threat to them, maybe it can be an ally to us.
Yeah.
I saw what you did with the snake. And then, honestly, I personally want to lay eyes on this crash site just so I can get an eye on it, and he just kind of like trails off and shrug. He goes, "That's at least 3 directions."
Well, we're saving the survivors first, obviously.
Yeah.
Every little bit we can do to stop, that from happening to people, that would be great. He just kind of like gestures.
This is probably a bad time, but do you have anything to eat?
Oh yeah, and he's like, go ahead, feel free to raid the gift shop. It's some of the candy's a little stale, but it's good. And it's just like junk food, gift shop junk food. But
I sure hope there isn't a 3-pointed man eating a Twinkie.
God. Wait, is that the Twinkie man from the Twinkie from the Sleeper arc?
Triangle Man.
Oh God, Triangle Man. Oh.
Oh no, he'll come back in time.
So
these Twinkies are safe for now.
This gift shop, I would imagine it's like the gift shop that is at the sort of nature center around here. So it would have those weird pre-packaged soup shit.
Oh yeah.
I could make some of that.
And it's got astronaut ice cream.
The stuff that they sell in like Survivalist, the big buckets.
It's like he like holds up the bags. It's like, I can make this. It's gonna taste like shit no matter what I do to it, but I can make it.
Listen, I'll eat anything right now, even if it's not technically edible.
I don't think this is technically edible, but I'll try.
And they're like, because so you didn't transform back into a human, right? You're still frogged out.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's just a moment where like Fowler kind of looks at you and goes, "Wait, you're Celia, right?"
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought so.
How do you know her name?
Same way I knew you were Zoe. You're talking among yourselves.
Oh, sorry. I'm a little
Bullshit
doing the
detector flags. Kaiko.
what?
Kaiko, your bullshit detector flags a little bit.
I'm gonna call
He's not
bullshit.
exactly lying about the group, as you're all just kind of he's not lying that you've been calling each other by name, but he knew your names before that. Is the lie?
Hmm.
I'm gonna call bullshit.
All right, do you say that out loud?
Yes.
It goes.
Oh shit!
He's been talking to.
Oh, yeah, doesn't Suki also have that?
So it's it.
Oh,
So
does Suki have the lie detector?
No.
Oh,
that's a flank ability.
So, just. All right. Well, since we need to be working together, I'll just be blunt. You think Spindle hasn't been like keeping tabs on the people Isaac works with?
Yes.
Celia, Suki, Zoe, Kaiko, sister of.
Oh.
He wanted to know that. He goes, and he like goes off and lists all of you except he like points to Ben and goes, "You're a new one." Who is the robotist that tried to probe Isaac's brain? Goes, "You need to stay away from Ware. Or Ware would love to have a field day with you. I would probably recommend you stay away from him if you want to keep all together."
Hal turns with the stupid fucking soup in his hands and he looks at him from underneath, his bangs, like he's being threatening. He goes, "I have been targeted by Dr. Y since I was 6 years old. Don't bring that bullshit here."
what does he know? What do they know about us?
That's why I'm being upfront and saying, and then just plainly saying, Spindle is aware of you. You operate in Melody in such a blatant fashion and think you're unknown.
Well, I think that they knew about us working with Isaac, but like, what do they know about us?
Does my official file say I'm hot? Because it should.
He laughs at that. He goes, "No, but Julie has it all. Child of, I don't know if you would know.
Karen.
What about mine?
Yes. Celia, former human. And he like, there's a moment where you realize that he's actually like reading something off the inside of his glasses. They might be a little more advanced than Isaac's.
Do I want to know what mine says? No, not really. And he goes back to making soup.
Well, you already demonstrated it, but it mentions you're capable of healing with a touch. Son of Miriam Davidson. Works for construction.
What's it say about me?
Former human.
Zoe is
human shape. Can shift from human shape to amalgamation.
Zoe is very pale.
And he goes, and Michael, you don't sense him like lying, but he does seem to be like dancing around some of the truth. But what he says next, he does mean honestly. He goes, "It is not my assignment to go after any of you, and right now we can do the most good by working together to save what is left of the people of this town, rather than being suspicious of the people I work for. We are shady as shit. I understand that. I work for them, but trust me when I say you are not my target, so you do not have to fear for me right now."
What about tomorrow?
That sounds fine to
I
me.
shouldn't have said right now. I'll admit that I shouldn't have said right now at the end of that, but trust me, I am not your threat right now. keep saying right now.
He
And
wants
he, like,
Oh.
I mean,
That's
we already
more-
Freudian
know-
slip,
I mean,
man. It
we-
happens to me all the time.
I think you're
That's
just
more-
used to saying that.
that's more DM slip than him trying to be like working around his words. That's more of a DM slip saying that so many times just because.
I think he's just
Okay.
used to saying that.
I mean, we already know your boss is an extra dimensional being trying to kick out the other being.
I'm a murderer. I'm gonna be
Controlling
real. I'm a
this
murderer,
world.
though.
So
And he's just like, what?
yeah,
And at that what, I need to go get Lily.
Yeah, I think that would actually be a good way to leave off right there.
What?
What?
oh, you're gonna pull that knowledge on us? Well, here, have this piece of knowledge.
Fuck you. My knowledge is better than yours.
Well, actually, so if you're still there, quick closer. As the group is talking, it's like probably a little bit after midnight by this point. The storm's going, and the camera, non-existent camera, zooms out, and you see the serpent is now, the thunder rattle is still hiding in the clouds, but is now making like kind of a lazy patrol around the mountain as if standing guard. And the camera shifts again, and through thick, roiling green smoke billowing off of this rich emerald fire, you see a figure rise up, and its head, angular and pointed, splits, revealing jaws serrated and of rows of teeth, as it lifts up the slab of metal that is unmistakably ablaze with electricity of green just crackling across its pitted surface, as an alien voice calls out to it, and it lifts and shoulders the thing and marches off northwards towards the river.
Are you sending Pyramid Head at us?
Oh my god.
No, it's a worm. It's a worm for the worm star.
And that's where we leave off.
It's blood